those negotiations, but I can say we are on the 10th yard line of peace.
President Trump said on Sunday discussions would center on land and power plants. Ukraine has agreed to a U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal. New numbers today show retail sales slowing last month, and it's a trend WSB consumer expert Clark Howard is noticing.
Consumers are already moving from do to don't. Consumers are smart. People realize that we are going to be in a slowing economy.
Despite the latest tariff talk, Clark warns against making any knee-jerk moves with your 401k. He says the market disruptions are temporary. And with 1 hour until the closing bell, it's a good day on Wall Street. The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all sharply higher. The Dow is up more than 468 points at this hour. Celebrating St. Patrick's Day. This is the sound from Savannah, one of the largest parades in the country. It started back in 1824. Tens of thousands now attend the event on the Georgia coast. It is now 3:03, and the Von Haessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Travel advisory continues in tomorrow via 75 southbound. Police activity in 2 left lanes before Highway 54, Jonesboro Road, exit 233. So it's just south of Terra Boulevard there. You're jammed up leaving 285. Use Highway 1941, even 675 south, some alternates there. Construction lingering in a left lane in West Atlanta, 20 westbound Lowry Boulevard, exit 55. I think they're about to pick that up, but it is slowing the ride as you leave downtown. Also better news in the construction zone out of Buckhead. They've cleared the left lane. All lanes are open on the 400 southbound ramp to I-85 southbound. Northbound already slow, though, from University Avenue, trying to make your way up into Midtown. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies today, breezy and rather cool, high 63, wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Temperatures dropping to the mid-30s to low 40s tomorrow morning. Sunshine tomorrow afternoon, high 72. Wednesday, partly cloudy, morning low 47, afternoon highs in the mid-70s.
Right now, 55 in Lawrenceville, 54 in Mableton, 59 in College Park. More news at 3:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Haessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher, is not here today. We do have the man behind the glass, George Clark, and the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
You'll have to excuse me a lot this week. I've got to work my brackets, Eric.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Sorry, I
made it to round 3 here.
There we go. That's all we're going to hear about.
Work productivity is going to go down this week. Let's just admit it. Let's go ahead and put it out there now.
Let me tell you something. If I owned a business, let's face it, if I owned a business, it almost surely would have gone out of business by now. But let's theoretically say, if I was the owner of a business, I would not be buying this whole, well, it's just something that happens around this time. Productivity is going to go down. You know what else is going to go down? Your paycheck. See, as the owner of this business, what I'm paying you for is something that we like to call from time to time productivity. So if we're going to have it's every time of this year, then, this is the couple of weeks where you make a little less money, although just as much and maybe just a pinch more than the productivity that you're putting out.
Well, it's always Susan who wins the bracket. Susan who knows nothing about
that's right
bracketology or basketball. She just fills it in and she wins.
That's right, because it's the luck of the beginner's luck kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But that's not where the productivity goes. The productivity goes that now you can open your laptop and basically watch every game that's being played.
Okay. I need a break for 6 hours.
And so here's the thing. You love college bad, everybody loves March Madness. Hey, I own this place. Maybe I love March Madness. I'm not paying you to watch it. But come on, owner of business, the guy who put all your money on the line and your reputation. I mean, it's just something that happens every year. Not Not in my business.
Hey, the Associated Press calls it a settled national pastime. So if the
Well-
Associated Press is calling it that, then I think most
Well-
businesses have to fall in line.
And I think that you can take that into court and challenge a firing. I believe. Yeah, that's see, that's stuff that seems like it's something until you put it in your hand and you walk into a courtroom, and as soon as you get past the metal detectors, you're actually walking into the courtroom. That thing in your hand that seems so solid becomes sand and just falls out. It's like, oh, I've got nothing here.
But the
except
AP told me it was a settled pastime.
it
National
made me
pastime.
feel good. And if I owned a business that somehow stayed in business with me being the owner, if you walked in saying AP said it's settled, I'd say, you know what else is settled? Your termination. Goodbye. Thank you.
You can't fire me for watching television.
No, it turns out I can.
You can. Oh,
Yeah,
I hope
'cause
these
I-
bets come through.
Yeah. Yeah, you better do
I'll
well.
show you.
You better do well on your FanDuel 17-leg parlays and become a billionaire, and you won't need this job anymore. But yeah, I just I don't buy that whole thing. Where, oh yeah, productivity goes down. We should make the day after the Super Bowl a holiday, so nobody. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. You should figure out how to have fun on Sunday and get your ass to work on Monday. That's what should happen. That's what should happen. You know what? It should be 97% of all things are on you.
How about
To make happen. Not society, not your company, not anything. You. You want something to happen? Get up off your ass. Go make it happen.
Let's compromise. How about 90% productivity this week? I mean, it is pretty fun. You know,
I'll compromise. I'll give you the Ivory Soap. Is it Ivory Soap? What's 99.9?
99.9% pure.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that that 1 point whatever. I'm not good with math.
What
but
did people
I'm
do in
gonna
the
say
90s?
99.9%. What?
What'd you do in the 90s if you
Well, you
worked
couldn't
someplace, right? You just
yeah.
had to wait and look at the score.
Right, yeah.
Or
It
listen
wasn't
to the
available.
radio.
It wasn't available. And I don't want you listening to, well, hold on.
For the
Now,
score.
hold on. If I had a business, I would let people listen to the radio all the time.
there we go.
Because I think that and not out of self-interest in any way. I'm just saying I think that's about education.
Your at-work station.
Your at-work station.
The best of the 70s, 80s, 90s,
The best of the
2000s,
30s,
and today.
40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, Nah, we cut it off at the 2000s.
Yeah.
Music sucks since then. But it's the best of the 30s, 40s. I want to start a classic station where it's like, pardon me, boy. It's at the Chattanooga.
Music of your life.
I'm waiting for, by the way, I got to thank a listener for sending me
That
great
was quite unboxing
vinyl.
you were doing before the show.
Wes Taft, thank you very much. You sent a great 2-page letter that screams, I'm not crazy. I get 2-page letters quite often. Sometimes they're 2 pages on 1 page, which screams, I'm crazy.
Handwritten or typed?
Not handwritten,
Okay.
but done on a computer. So it's double spaced. You know how we get those? We know a crazy person when it's should be 2 pages. It's not double spaced, and the second page ends up on the back page of the first page, and we've seen those. But this is
With red ink sometimes.
Look at
too.
this! Look at these 2 pages.
Yeah, it
That
was fine.
screams sanity, is what
Yeah.
it does. So I appreciate. He sent me a bunch of records and sent me a Kevin Kenny record, and I really appreciate it. And he said, "Hey, lean on me if you're looking for some records and you don't know." So I will definitely do that. Thank you very much, Wes Taft. But the reason I bring that up. Well, I bring it up to thank him, but I was about to say that I'm waiting for that next wave of trends where the kids get into 78 RPMs. And then it just keeps going backward to the Edison cylinder. Hey, man, you're not cool if you're not cranking your own tunes. How far back we could go.
I have seen a couple cassette tapes starting to pop up again too, which
No one's going to ever do that.
which I just don't. They don't have the sound quality that even.
No, they were not very good sound
and
quality.
they break.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do records.
Yeah, I know, but
records
tapes, you get
scratch
stuck,
and
you
pop
can't
and-
fix it. You
My
can't
thing with
fix it.
vinyl records is it's tactile for me. It's nostalgic. Some of them do sound better, but I think that's because usually the older stuff maybe gets a little more compressed online or something. I don't know. I'm not an expert at that. Some do sound better, but the fact of the matter is, I can't go out there and say, music with cracks and and noise, that's better. But the experience is one that I'm enjoying. And I also like having the stuff that I listen to as opposed to it being up in some cloud somewhere. And I imagine if I was 30 years younger, I would have nothing. I do have a nostalgic sort of take for it, but it's costing me a lot of money. So thanks again to West Taft there. Thank you again because it is. I think I mentioned this before. It's different when you have to start your collection from scratch when you're already 60 years old and you know what you like. And so now, because the way you start your collection when you're a kid, now it's different now because everything's available, everything's online. You can immediately put in Spotify, so it's different. But when I was a kid, you know, you get that extra $8, you buy an album, or mom and dad buy you an album. And then at some point, years later, you look back, you have a collection. You were buying whatever you liked at the time or the album that you wanted. Now, me trying to start this collection, I'm like, I immediately want music for every mood. And boy, I spent quite a bit of money. I will tell you that. I've spent quite a bit of, but I don't gamble and stuff like that. So
I am surprised.
Have fun somehow.
As somebody
Gummies don't take up the whole discretionary income.
Yeah, you'd have to spend. You'd have to eat like 10 a day for a month.
And I haven't had more than 8 or 9 a day in a long time.
Considering that you like to collect technology, I am surprised that you didn't start a vinyl collection earlier. And I know that you've always liked like the latest tech, which I guess is why you went to streaming so early.
Yeah,
but it is interesting.
Well, I like
that
the idea.
With
I like
music, especially. You
I
love
like
music.
I like the promise at first of. You know, I like the idea, number one. I like that I can think of a song I haven't heard in 30 years and just pick up my phone and go listen to it. I like that. So there's a lot that I like about it. There's no doubting that you can't say that vinyl sounds better than compact disc. Now, you can say that for a long time, the way that they produced music and put it on compact disc, something that was called the loudness wars in the 90s, makes them not sound as good as the originals that were on vinyl. But as technology goes, especially like if you like classical music, right? I mean, if you like classical music, there's going to be a lot of soft, and if there are pops and stuff on the record and scratches, you're just going to hear that all the time. No one can tell me that for a classical music fan, the advent of the compact disc wasn't a huge step up to just never have to worry about pops and scratches or anything in your music. And then that transfers over to streaming as long as it's at a high enough bit rate. This is more about tactile feel, nostalgia, and I think on that level, you don't have to try to like say, oh, well, it's actually better and it sounds better. I'm 60 years old. My ears are shot. I've got my headphone level up on 10 right now, as I've been doing my entire radio career. What am I going to do? So, I don't know, man. I think it sounds a little bit, it's just cool.
It's the joy of collecting as well. Yeah.
Joy of collecting and having something that's not just in my phone. You know, it's the difference between when we used to take real pictures and send them off and have them developed, when they'd come back, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. You sent them out.
That trend is back, by the way.
Oh, look at all these red eyes.
Yeah.
People love to get photos developed now and get sent back.
Okay.
That's come back with a force.
That only bolsters what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that you actually look at them. When you have a album at home and you, like you said, when these pictures used to come back, half of them were terrible, and you just kind of got rid of them, and you kept the good ones, and then if they were good enough, you put them in the photo album. And you don't look at it all the time, but at Thanksgiving, when people are around, or Christmas, or every once in a while, you pull it out, and you actually look at these things. Meanwhile,
there's that smell too when you open the photo album after a while. Like, whoa!
Yeah, I like that weird plastic gluey thing that happens. It's like, But on your phone, you've got 90 million pictures. How often do you pick up your phone and go on some kind that thing that happened for, and I know they're always like, it's probably forced on you from time to time by the Facebooks of the world. Hey, this was your 10 years ago, you were doing this. And you can go, wow, my acne was that bad 10 years ago? So that's kind of something that's forced on you.
Digital hoarding is a real deal. I mean, people hold on to thousands of photos and videos on
it's fine, but it's not like you enjoy them. Whereas if you have a photo book, if you have an album, a photo book in your hands, you're not going to go to it every day, but probably a couple times a year, you'll sit down and kind of go over the memories and, all right, that guy's dead, she's dead.
Oh, seriously?
Well, I'm a little older than you, Jared, so
I can't say that my photo collection's like that.
My nostalgia is maybe colored a little bit differently than yours. But
last year, I compiled, in December, early December, and I do this all year long, different photos of Gilbert, things that we've done and all that. And I sent it off and had it printed in a book for him.
Yeah.
And he loves looking at it.
But if you handed him there's no.
You hand him the phone, he doesn't care.
It's like when you're at a show and you see people with their phones up the whole. It's like that's not going to be a good.
It's not a memory.
First of all, you're moving around. Do you realize this? You're dancing. You're shaking. You're not going to. The sound's going to be terrible. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to waste your time looking at a live event through a screen, which is ridiculous. And on the way home, or maybe one day later, you might look at it once. But that's going to be it. And by the way, if you're at a Taylor Swift show, she's going to make a bunch of money by selling that show with, a 10-camera shoot. That's going to be much better than anything that you've got. So just relax, enjoy the show, and buy the damn Blu-ray or buy it off of Amazon when it comes out.
What if you hold the phone next to your head? Not look through it, but hold it next to your head like that. Sometimes
You're still going to be moving around unless you hate the artist. Unless you hate the artist, you're still going to be bopping. I noticed this when I was making the movie. I was too much of a fan at first, and I would get the footage back because I would have these great shots from areas from the stage that nobody in the audience is. I was always looking for the shot that was a little bit different, and like in the beginning, in the first couple of months that I did it, I was like enjoying the music too much, and I get back and I'd see
in the background.
or just moving, I can't tell you how many Honeysuckle Blues where the camera goes bam bam as I'm like. That I had to. Okay, you got to be a pro. You're on the inside. You're trying to make something happen here. You got to stop being an audience member, and that's the point. You don't want to stop being an audience member when you've paid $9 billion to see Taylor Swift. So just put it away. Because and the reason I'm saying this is not about nuisance or annoyance or these damn kids today are telling you how to live your life. I'm just telling you that 9 out of 10 of you will hardly ever. I've done it a couple of times. It's, by the way, when you're there, the acoustics are great and everything is whatever. A lot of times you get home and you go, wow, her voice isn't exactly what it sounded like when I was in the room. That does happen.
Or maybe you were that inebriated. You're like, oh, man, she sounded awesome. And then you listen back and whoa.
Yeah. But you're not getting a balanced sound, right? You're not getting the bass and everything. You might just be getting the one element. So, yeah, it's stupid. It's very, very, very silly. But
I do have to say, with the new Apple update, you might find this easier too, that searching within your photo app has become a lot easier. You can find things now.
It's very smart now.
It's a lot more specific than it used to be. So if you do type in like a specific artist, it will find them in your category.
But you're not going to type it in, is my point.
Yeah,
that's good. Nipple. I type in nipple.
That's your favorite band. It's your favorite band.
Yeah, Nipple.
Great band. My son told me we were driving back from Dayton, and this might be an actual innovation on the part. I don't know if other phones have done it first and iPhone picked it up, but he told me that there's a new thing in the phone if you're reading in the passenger seat or in the back seat that fights against car sickness. Like I can't read. A lot of people, you're either one of these people or you're not. I cannot read while I'm in a moving vehicle, or I will eventually vomit. If I keep pushing it, I get car sick. But apparently there's a new technology where the phone senses your movement and then moves the letters, like it knows and there's like a delay or something, so it tricks your mind into thinking that it's not moving at all.
That's really cool.
And I guess it kind of works. And if it's true, now again, they may have bought, maybe somebody, whenever you say something like this about Apple, it's Android had that 5 years ago. Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't have an Android.
That is how Android users are. We already have that.
I get it. Because Apple usually waits for other people to innovate a lot now because they want to see if things fail. They wait. That watch thing had to get going really good with a bunch of other companies. And like, okay, people are buying watches. We'll try to freak them out with a different design or something and keep them inside of our walled garden. Not always better, but as good or good enough that you want to go ahead and put it in that walled garden with everything else so everything talks to each other. Yes, George.
Nothing.
I felt like you were going to say something.
How much better would it be or different do you think it would be if Steve Jobs was still around, keeping that garden, I don't know, weeded a little bit better than they do now?
Maybe. I don't know. I think that Steve Jobs, this is my opinion, I think Steve Jobs would probably be probably living as a hermit somewhere. He would hate what he started.
Yeah.
I believe.
He would pushed out, he probably would have been.
Well, if he wasn't pushed out, he would have. I think, if he was totally healthy. Now, first of all, he'd be about 70-something now, and maybe looking to retire anyway, right?
Yeah.
Died at 55, 56, something like that. But I think that, I've said this before, you can go on YouTube and see early interviews with Steve Jobs when Apple is just rising. There's Ted Koppel on Nightline, and I think this is very early 80s. And go find that. And first of all, you'll see a young Steve Jobs, a guy who's a little nervous and knew what he wanted to say before, and so it's a little, I won't say cringy, but he doesn't, he's not used to being on big TV shows. And so is that, but what he's trying to say is what all this technology that we're working on is going to do is it's going to free people up from the daily grind, the mundane processes that we all have to do. And that is going to turn everybody into an artist because they won't have to do the he believed that everybody had an artist within them, and that the life pounds you down and grinds you down with the daily grind. And this is going to be stuff that takes that off your shoulders so that you can think about the big picture and that sort of thing. I guaranteed you, had he lived, and the commercials for the latest IT thing, the latest. It wasn't this round, because this round it was the phony baloney IT that doesn't exist in it. But the phone before, there were commercials about all the great new emojis or Genmojis. I guarantee you.
The light up phone. Ooh.
No, the phone lights up.
Ooh.
I guarantee you, if he had seen that was the selling point, and also everything that's going on to just keep people addicted to their phones. You see it all the time. I don't want to. This is just, people are just never not looking at their phones. That can't be good. Because it's never good when everybody does the same thing all the time. Not because it's you, not because you're doing it, not because there's something wrong with your generation. Just simply that when everybody is doing the same thing all the time, that's never good.
I think that's another reason people crave the physical photos
Yes.
and the physical music, because those things aren't also your messages and your internet, and they're just the one thing that they're supposed to be.
They're the one thing.
Yeah.
They're but that's always only going to be a segment of the population.
Right.
It's never going to be most of any generation.
It's always going to be
decides, I don't want this new technology crap.
And it's always a little nostalgic as well. It's
Yes.
not really purely because you want
the
old tech. It's
exactly.
because you remember what it
and
was
then,
like.
And then how often does it become its own peer pressure thing?
Yeah.
Like if you're like that, your friends are like that, and you're
all
kind
of
of
my
keeping
friends
up with it.
have record players now, and I kind of want to,
Right. Yes. So you end up. There's a movie called My Dinner with Andre. It's a great movie.
Yes.
And there's a point where they start talking to each other about how everybody has uniforms. Like a guy walks in with a white smock and a stethoscope. It's like, okay, I know that's the doctor and the lawyer, and they even point to the point that there's even a uniform for being a rebel. Like, so I see, he's got blue hair, or he wears this is, back after the 70s, he wears a safety pin through his nose, like pointing out that even those who are rebelling against the system have a uniform, so that you know that. And that gets to the point of, if you can actually just be a follower when you're kind of going against the grain, just because, all my friends are doing it, so I'm going to do it too.
All the people with tattoos now.
Yeah, it's a uniform.
It used to be a kind of a rebel thing, but now it's just a way to be a part of a clique.
Yeah, they kind of ruined it. They kind of ruined it, because it's not like you used to see a guy with a tattoo. You're like, I'm not messing with that dude.
Military or prison?
Military,
biker,
prison, biker.
It's more unique
to porn star. If you go back, there were a few porn stars that you would see. It's like, wow, it was something you'd see in porn. Like, wow, they're living on the edge.
Yeah.
They got tattoos.
He probably does drugs.
And now you see tattoos, you go, I guess everybody's doing it now.
Yeah. More people don't have tattoos, I'd say, than do have tattoos. Or it's probably about 50-50.
I think you were trying to say that more people do have them than don't.
Right. It's unique now to not have tattoos. Right. That's how you stand out, is by not having them.
Well, yeah, that's how I am. Whenever, especially like say in the NBA, where the full arms are exposed by the uniform. It's just like whenever I see an NBA player, white or black, Asian, anything, whenever I see an NBA player with no tattoos, I think to myself, that is an independent dude. I don't know if it's a good dude. I don't know if he's a good guy, bad. It doesn't mean that the guy with a tattoo next to him is not a nicer person. Just my first thing when I see an NBA player with no tattoos is, this guy thinks for himself.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. I know what's important to you when you're looking for a new deck. You want the work done with quality workmanship, on time, within your budget, and built correctly. Getting a new deck from Ben Hill Renovations checks all the boxes. And when it comes to new decks, pretty much anything you can imagine, Ben Hill can do. And they're all backed by the Ben Hill Workmanship Warranty. Swing by the new Ben Hill Renovations showroom in Douglasville and talk to one of their designers. Or see them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
There's a hidden tax costing hardworking Georgians over $5,000 every year. Governor Kemp's tort reform legislation will end this tax and lower costs for families. It will also protect victims. Listen to Governor Kemp.
The bill that I will sign is not going to keep anyone in this state from receiving the justice that they deserve.
Ensuring our justice system is fair and accessible and lowering costs for us. Tell Georgia's lawmakers, stand with Governor Kemp and pass tort reform. Paid for by Protecting American Consumers Together.
So, a guy knocks on your door, shows you a shingle that fell off your roof, and then tells you that your roof needs replacing? Sound familiar? Did he also ask for the name of your insurance company? Hi, this is Candace from Exovations, and I want to tell you what you should do the next time someone like this knocks on your door. Smile nicely, say no thank you, close the door, and call Exovations. Why? Because too many times roofers like this end up getting your home insurance policy canceled. At Exovations, we'll first determine if you actually need a new roof. Then we'll discuss all of the roof system and shingle options. And we'll make sure that your roof is installed on time, on budget, and without all the stress caused by Mr. Knock on My Front Door roofing guy. Schedule a free consultation today at exovations.com. That's EXOVATIONS.com.
Save money by getting pre-approved for your next auto loan at Coosa Valley Credit Union. We offer the most competitive interest rates in the market, as low as 3.49 APR when you open an account with direct deposit. This is Andy Harris, President of Coosa Valley Credit Union, inviting you to stop in a branch near you. You'll experience kinder banking with real people, not automation. Plus, with 11 locations in Northwest Georgia, we're always local and nearby.
Contact 706-235-8551 for more details. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hey folks, it's Belinda, and spring is right around the corner, and pests like termites, ants, and roaches are going to be out in force. You can protect your home with Arrow Exterminators and a Centricon system. Arrow Exterminators uses the most effective and environmentally friendly solutions available. With over 61 years of family-owned experience, you can trust them to keep your home pests free. Call 888-GO-ARROW to schedule your free pest inspection or visit arrowexterminators.com and tell them Belinda sent you.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story, it's a warning from the state today about scammers targeting people who are grieving a lost loved one. Gabe Sterling with the Secretary of State's office says a woman got a call from someone claiming to be with the Veterans Affairs Cemetery. He told her she had to buy an insurance policy before the burial could happen.
The criminal probably saw the obituary, which had details in there that he was then able to use to convince this woman that, hey, I'm for real, I know all these things, and now you have to do this just to bury your loved one.
He says the internet and social media are making these type of scams easier. A breakthrough in the case of a teenager reported missing in Gwinnett County over a year ago. Atassa Amun has been found safe in Tennessee. Corporal Juan Medieto with Gwinnett County Police says the girl has been in the custody of the Tennessee Department of Children's Services since February of 2024 under an alias.
Well, the breakthrough came in when one of the workers, managers for the department, noticed some inconsistencies in statements she was making to other kids in the foster care and the care of the defects.
The circumstances surrounding Amun's disappearance remain under investigation. The White House is hopeful a ceasefire deal between Russia and Ukraine is close.
We've never been closer to a peace deal than we are in this moment, and the president, as you know, is determined to get one done.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says talks are on the 10th yard line of peace. President Trump plans to speak with President Putin by phone tomorrow. We are now in snake season in Georgia. Dr. Gaylord Lopez Lopez with the Georgia Poison Center says Georgia is known for having a lot of people bitten by snakes each year.
We lead the states in terms of calls that we get in our area, in any given year when you look at snake bites past the east of the Mississippi.
The most common type of venomous snake in metro Atlanta is the copperhead. It is now 3:32, and this news is sponsored by George Stein Steel Horse Law. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
Travel advisory continues in tomorrow. Police activity 75 southbound right before Highway 54 Jonesboro Road exit 233. It's in 2 left lanes. You can use I-675 southbound Highway 1941. Some options there as well. Looks like new trouble 285 southbound the inner loop into Cabot I-20 exit 46, slowing the ride from Covington Highway. We'll check on that. And some lingering construction in West Atlanta, left lane blocked I-20 westbound passing Martin Luther King Jr. Drive exit 53. That's going to keep you slow out of downtown the longer that stays out there. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies and breezy today, staying rather cool with a high of 63. Wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Temperatures dropping down to the upper 30s, low 40s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 72. Winds stay partly cloudy, high 74.
59 in Decatur, 58 in Douglasville, and 55 in Buford. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
If someone causes you to lay your bike down, hiring proper representation is critical. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Don't hire a lawyer because of slick commercials. Hire a local lawyer that specializes in motorcycle injury law. You can trust my friends at Steel Horse Law. Attorney George Stein is a rider and understands bikers' needs. Steel Horse Law has represented thousands of local riders and can maximize the value of your recovery. Schedule your free consultation at steelhorselaw.com.
Don't miss your chance to take advantage of the buy two, get two free and pay nothing until 2027. Offer ending soon, only from Window Nation. Schedule your free estimate now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
Visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Buford. This is Scott Slade. They specialize in exquisite handcrafted fine jewelry and natural mined diamonds, never mass-produced. It's where I've been doing business for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Buford.
Time changes, season changes. March is a busy month. Dave Baker here for Coolray. Now is the perfect time to get your heating and cooling system tuned up. Coolray will tune up your system for just $79 or get up to $2,250 in rebates on a new Carrier heating and cooling system that comes with the lifetime parts and labor warranty. Simply schedule your appointment online today at Coolray.com. Just pick the time and day that works best for you. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Yeah, did my first escape room this weekend.
I'm sure you loved it.
I had a good time.
Did you follow the leader or did you figure it out yourself?
I think that I was not. I didn't keep us from getting out of there. I helped a little bit. But we had other people in there with us that were just more focused on it and cared more. If we don't get out, I don't take that as like a badge of shame that I have to wear around. But we were in the Egyptian room in this place, and it was all like Egyptian clues and sarcophagus and the whole thing. We had to finally, the last thing you do to get out is the two mirrors to the light like Indiana Jones up on the wall. It was kind of fun. But we took all three clues, took the last clue with like 8 minutes left. And I have to say, I think the smartest thing that I did in the last 8 minutes was to kind of get out of the way, because there were 3 people that were, it really mattered. It was important. It was really important to them.
Big gamers.
Yeah, and one was the birthday boy. So, and so what I did was I just sort of got out of the way. I got out of the way and let them, because when there's only 8 minutes left, there's it's like I'm only going to hurt things by questioning what you're thinking. It's like 8 minutes. These guys are out of their minds. Let them scramble, and if I can help, I'll help.
So you weren't.
I'll bet you a lot of people mess up in that end by everybody having an opinion. With 8 or 10 minutes left, you figured out who's best at this in the room. Don't weigh people down with your opinions. That's like 30 seconds there. Wow, you sure? I mean,
so you weren't trying to be Brit from Crime Junkie, basically. She's the co-host that always acts all ditzy and stuff on that crime podcast.
No.
You ask dumb questions, and meanwhile, everyone else is like, okay, like,
where's the mummy?
No, I wanted.
That's Brit.
I wanted it to be successful for people. Actually, I don't know what I said. We didn't have the birthday boy with us, and they beat us because they had. They had my son over, and they had Ian on the other side. I was like,
he's more of a puzzle guy than you.
He's great at that kind of stuff, and he's done it a bunch. The first time I'm there, but I have a feeling. They tell you there's 3 clues. Are they all like that? I don't know. The one we were at, you can get 3 clues in the hour, and but my feeling, and we got our 3rd clue with 8 minutes left, and it was very helpful. So my theory is, they want you to get out of the room, because if you don't, you're not going to come back and spend money, right? I mean, you want
to come back to do another escape house.
And obviously, if I went and did another one, having the experience of being in one, I'd be a little more acclimated to what to look for and how the clues are giving. And so the more you do it, like anything else, the better you're going to be at it, right? So they don't want people to walk in there and fail. So my guess is, and then people who own these things or whatever, chime in on the open mics, or if you work there, and let me know. My guess is that if you get a bunch of really dumb people that can't put together anything, the clues are going to come.
You're just trapped. You can't leave.
Yeah. Well, they kind of ruined it at the very beginning when they tell you the door's always open. You can leave.
Oh,
Well, they have to, right? Because people get claustrophobic and weird, and they could, and also in an hour somebody might have to go to the bathroom.
Do they have bathrooms, or you just go in the corner?
Yeah.
There's a
they
bucket.
said beforehand, hey, go in and go to the bathroom. But they basically told us that the door's open. You can get out anytime you want. It's just a matter of whether you do it properly. Which makes sense. I mean, places, fires do happen. People stuck in an escape room. That's probably not a good idea.
See, the last one that I did, Eric, was up in the North Georgia mountains for a bachelor party, and the entire the whole cabin was an escape room. So you had to unlock different parts of the cabin from when you checked in. So there wasn't an open door to get out at any time. You had the main parts of the house that you could access, but the more you uncovered the mystery, the more rooms you unlocked in the cabin, which is really cool.
All right, the horror script writes itself.
Yeah,
on that one.
You done went to the wrong room.
We got at the very end. Well, it was funny.
I don't know. The squeal like a pig room. Do we want to get into this one?
Find a key.
Well, it was funny because our buddies, we somehow jumped, and I guess there were 30 instructions or 35 instructions, and somehow we finished it within the first 6 hours of being in the cabin, but we're having to go back and unlock the other parts over time because we're like, here's what the problem is. And then we figured it out.
So the whole weekend was
It was part of it. I mean, obviously there was a lot of drinking and a lot of stuff going on the side too, but it was okay, the more drunk you are, the more fun it is to try to figure it out.
I can't have a theme take over an entire weekend.
I think if you're high, maybe, but if drunk, I'd just be angry and frustrated.
Open the door!
You start shaking it.
Boom, boom. Yeah, I would put my fist through something.
Has anybody figured out the bathroom mystery?
Yeah. Maybe we should have done that before we started drinking. I'm thinking.
I can assure you the bathrooms were at least open.
Yeah.
The living room, kitchen, all the main rooms
and by the
were
way,
open.
you did have a way out because once you opened the front door, you had a way out.
Right, but you could have gone the entire weekend and not unlocked some of the other rooms. The other rooms were really cool. There were all kinds of
They should do is they let you know that there's $50,000 in one room. But it's impossible.
And it's inside this corpse.
Yeah. It becomes a whole Saw thing.
Yeah. You have 2 decisions.
While you were sleeping,
choose wisely.
We put a key behind your eyeball. You must pull your eyeball out to access the room.
Oh my God, this bachelor party's so fun.
And then somebody Yeah, then somebody's like, yeah, $50,000.
I could change my life.
I could change. Oh, I saw this show. Yeah, we'll get to the politics and all that crap soon enough. I saw this show, Ohio, the concrete state. I have to say,
television show.
I saw, a television show. And I got to this one first, and then the place that we stopped on the way home. I saw a lot of humanity that has decided it's not worth the effort anymore. And there's a show, I cannot believe it. It's like a scratch-off lottery. It's like a local game show on Cincinnati television. And it's called Cash Explosion. And you can tell it's hosted by like an anchor and the weatherman, like during the week type of thing. Like you can tell the guy, he's like 52 and obviously did stand-up comedy in the 80s or whatever. But the contestants and the audience are all scratch-off. The whole thing is scratch-off lottery culture. Is that all I need to tell you?
Oh, boy.
This is an entire audience and contestants, I'm sorry to be elitist here, that look like mugshots from the smoking gun. And they're going to win. It's not even really a contest. It's just you're scratching off. They know they're going to get the money they get, and then I guess later on you get a chance for $1 million or something. But they would talk to them beforehand, and it's like, so what are you going to do with your... And they're just going on and on and on. These people are lucky if they're getting out of there with $20,000, which is a fine, sure.
That's a nice winning.
It's a nice boost, but you can't buy your mom a house and get a vacation home. And like these things that these people are... And they all looked like life had just beaten the hell out of them.
That the guy? He is a stand-up comedian and magician.
Yes. Okay. It says it all. How am I so good at picking these things out? I had no idea. Yes, exactly. Cash Explosion. And I was watching this at like 2 o'clock in the morning in Dayton. And I was thinking to myself, I'm having so much fun. I hope that they put this on the internet. I hope they have a YouTube page. I hope this is not the last time I get to witness Cash Explosion. Everybody looked defeated by life on Cash Explosion.
So when does the explosion come in?
I guess later on there's another show in April where the people who win come back and they can win $1 million or something. But they were doing all right. You walk out there with $26,000 or something. It's just not enough to retire on the way that these people had become convinced that it would be. And then on the way home, I don't want to cast... I know I'm sounding elitist here with my Cash Explosion elitism. By the way, these are my people. I come from... This is my stock. I come from, motorcycle gang, white trash, lower... So I think I have the right.
Got a little bit of the Midwestern side there.
Game recognizes game. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
So there is some town just above Chattanooga that we stopped at.
Cleveland, probably.
I want to say everybody that we came across in this, get gas. I think we got some fast food, go to the bathroom, whatever. At first I thought, is this the dumbest town ever? But dumb is not, it's like catatonic. You're giving your order to the lady at the fast food. There's no emotive response whatsoever. Everybody who walks in is like, the person who works in the cash register in the store that's connected to it.
That would be Cleveland, Tennessee. I know exactly what
Actually, I think
about.
It was, I named it Give Up, Tennessee.
When the weather is at its worst?
Potential area of rotation. That is to the northwest of Acworth. That is right on top of I-75.
We're at our best.
Emergency management centers throughout the metro, they are now open.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
Trees and power lines down near the Pickett's Mill battlefield site.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
Dave Baker here for Artisan Custom Closets. Spring cleaning? Not a fan. However, ever since I had Artisan Custom Closets help me redesign my bedroom closet, spring cleaning has gotten a whole lot easier. See, Artisan helped me to design an affordable, luxurious closet system tailored to my needs. Every project they do is installed by an Artisan professional, generally in under a day. Schedule your free design consultation with the master designer at ArtisanCustomClosets.com. P.S. They did my garage too. I love it.
I'm
consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
Spring is the perfect time to update your home, and America's Best Choice makes it easy with these spring specials. Highest quality, energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. Take 10% off a new deck and create the outdoor oasis of your dreams. No pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com today to schedule your free consultation.
You do not want to miss this. For the next few days, you can get 3 rooms of carpet clean plus a free hallway from the cleaning pros at Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning for only $109 when you mention me, Chris Chandler. That's right, 3 rooms of carpet clean plus a free hallway for only $109. This offer is only available for a few more days, so schedule your appointment now before it's too late. Schedule online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res, it's the right way to clean.
If you're approaching or in retirement, listen closely. The stock market has been volatile. Are you tired of seeing your retirement account nosedive? With so much going on in the world, how can you be confident that your retirement is safe? Let me show you how. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, founder of Mitch Lyons Wealth. Retirement is meant to be enjoyed, but it's hard when you're not sure that your nest egg is safe. At Mitch Lyons Wealth, we wrote the book on protecting your retirement. It's called Retirement of Steel, and each of our clients enjoys a retirement of steel that can weather any storm. If you're not 100% sure that your retirement account is safe, contact us today for a complimentary review. Let's see if the strategies that we're using to help people retire confidently can work for you. I think you'd agree 40 years of working hard and saving for retirement is worth this call. Call 888-471-3896, 888-471-3896, again 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
See some of the latest cars, trucks, SUVs, EVs, golf carts, plus collector's cars and more at the 43rd Annual Atlanta International Auto Show, March 20th through 23rd at the Georgia World Congress Center. Visit GoAutoShow.com for more information and tickets.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. You can too. GeorgeStein.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Saw a story that, do I have enough time to get into this?
Oh, yeah.
I probably do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not that kind of story.
You're on the doctor.
It's not that kind of story. Don't get too
doctrine.
excited. You've been I wish I was younger and I had this successful show called The Von Haessler Doctrine, and I was single, and I was a playboy, and I was playing the town, and every radio listener wanted to get it on with Eric Von Haessler, because then I would play the field, and then when I was done, I'd get up, and I'd be buckling up, and I'd look down, and I'd go, "You've been indoctrinated." Put on my cowboy boots and leave. Fantasies. They're good, right?
You could have done that. Did you do that before you got married, or you were married before you got into radio?
I was married before I got into radio. I wasn't married.
But you were with her.
I was already married, as they say.
I hear you.
Well, yeah, because you dated for 10 years.
What I'm trying to say by I was already buried is I was already in love, deeply in love.
It. You were buried under the mountain of love.
Under the mountain of love is what was burying me at the time. And so we lived in sin for 10 years, but we moved in together right about my 23rd birthday. So yeah, there wasn't. But I left home when I was 15. So people are like, "You got married basically when you were 23? How did you have any fun?" As I have to remind them, I left home when I was 15.
Yeah, you had fun.
That's like 7 years. That's enough. That's basically what most people get, right? 18 to like 26. Although I hear that the kids aren't getting married anymore. So they're all waiting really
Well,
late.
in the South, I'd say people are still getting married a lot. But yeah, in other regions for sure, it's now become like, oh, you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. We don't have to get married. We'll just stay together.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that I assumed are married just because they've been together forever, and then you find out. For instance, my own parents. My mom told me once, yeah, we never got married. What?
Well, it's like, what?
What? I had no idea. George, you're getting married anytime soon?
No, not anytime soon.
First, we got to get you a date.
Yeah.
Do you want to be married? What are your dreams, George
suppose.
Clark? Like, are you just so ensconced in being 31?
32.
32. I don't know why I keep I just don't acknowledge your last birthday.
It's okay.
Are you so ensconced in the lifestyle of being 32 that you're like, it's not even on your mind? Or do you think, I'd like to be a dad?
I suppose I'd like to be a dad and be married at some point. It's just...
But not now.
It's not happening right
Not
now.
now.
Not quite.
I see George as a girl dad. Don't you?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good girl dad.
Yeah, but
And
then
you
you
know-
got the boy. You can put all the conspiracy theories in him.
Yeah.
Get your
that's
own-
true.
Get your own army
Need a
going.
future Caesar or Trump.
I was standing in the TSA line. By the way, Friday night, what time am I going through there? About 8 o'clock? Yeah, they had 4 people on. There was not a lot of people, but it was like a 20-minute thing simply because they didn't have more people. You see all these open stations. Why do they send people home at 7 o'clock?
They have.
I'm yelling at you because you worked for Delta.
Well, no. I cut them all.
Is that was...
We cut them all. I mean, look.
There are multiple.
Bring back Harris.
There are multiple lanes, including some secret lanes at Hartsfield, especially domestic.
Yeah.
You should check all of them.
Okay, look, I don't want to have the secret decoder and figure out it's just going to spell out Ovaltine. All right, I just what I'm saying is it should be like and nobody's like this anymore, but it used to be. If you were at a place that had lines that had more than one place, once the line got so long, the man, hey, okay, we need a couple people out there in the front.
You've never been to the post office.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
They're looking at you from the back.
But you know what? A lot of times, though, the post office, the way they're set up, they don't really have room for multiple lines. Like TSA, there's like when they're fully staffed, there's like 9 or 10 of them at those desks.
Oh yeah.
And you're down to 4, and I think one of them was just talking about that. This must rotate. The best job in the world when you're the TSA person just for the special assistance people. You just go, every 10 minutes somebody wheels up. To deal with them. So that guy could have been used better. Why couldn't they use that guy in a way that says, if there's someone who needs special assistance, they're next in line?
I have
rather than
questions.
he sits there and waits for 10 minutes for the next person in a wheelchair to come
Did
up.
you go through the main
main one?
checkpoint? Okay, so hacks here. Number one.
Okay, I appreciate your hacks, but what I'm saying is, I'm trying.
I
Okay,
hear
you
what
can
you're
get me
saying.
the
I
better,
hear what you're saying.
get me through a better system. What I'm saying is, it should be based on how many people are in line.
I hear what
as to
you're saying.
how many agents you have at those desks. They should be trying to get people through that line as quick as possible, just as a courtesy, just as,
If you're flying out at that time of night, go over to the North Terminal, go to the security checkpoint that is underneath the North Terminal.
Mm-hmm.
There are about as many people that are working the main checkpoint. I think it's like 3 or 4 lines usually, but it moves. It
Well, because
moves
nobody
so
knows
fast.
about it.
Nobody knows
Until
about it.
now, you just spoiled it. Have you
Dang
seen?
it! What have I done?
Have you seen the size of the audience? Hey, keep it between us next time.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I just screwed it up.
That's the hack right there. I do that almost
Here's another
every
thing. When
time.
I'm driving home, why does this happen? And I don't even have access to these lanes. Driving back, why do they close those special lanes?
The express lane.
The
On
express lane.
75 specifically, they
Why?
have them all shut down. Why?
Why are they closed? Why would they ever close?
Yeah.
Do you have to staff them? Like why?
It makes no sense on the weekends why they're closed. I don't understand.
And people pay for this?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the idea is there's not going to be that kind of jam that's going to. But I just don't. We need to get somebody on.
They're only there for when the Braves are playing, right?
Mark Aram needs to
Seemingly.
book the person from Department of Transportation. I can listen. He can ask that question.
We
Natalie
Natalie
Daly
on.
I'm terrible with interviews.
Get Natalie Dale on?
Yeah, we'll get Natalie on.
Yeah, she's a fan. I don't want to yell at her.
You would yell at her. Open the express
I just
lane.
don't get it. Why? It just seems petulant. Like, they're not open, so screw you. If I'm paying for those, which I'm not, so it's not mine. I'm being outraged for others.
No, it doesn't make sense because it seems like we come back from Chattanooga a lot on Sundays. It seems
They're always
like
closed.
the second you get around Alatoona, Lake Alatoona, and Marietta, the traffic just really picks up there. It would be
Yeah.
nice if they open up the
Well,
express lane
especially
on
since they
Sundays.
built it. Are they trying to preserve it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Only so many cars can go through this a year, or it will collapse. I mean, what?
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Thanks. Got my seat cushion, crossword puzzle, and oh, can't forget the hand sanitizer. Okay, show me the waiting room.
No need for all that. You can stay in your car.
I'll stay in my car. Get out.
Yep, you stay in. It'll just be 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Get out.
Go ahead, sit back and relax.
Well, I guess I'll save all this for the DMV. If only they took 10 minutes, am I right? I'm sorry.
Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or ConsumerCellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
It won't be that long before school gets out. And if you're thinking about buying a new home this summer, now is the time to get the ball rolling. This is Scott Slade. My friends at MyLand always recommend getting pre-approved before starting to shop for your next home. Make sure you know how much you can afford and have your financing ready to make an offer when you find your dream home. MyLand is who I recommend for all home financing needs, whether it's a second mortgage, cash out refinance, or purchase of a new home. They even have a great new product that allows you to qualify for an investment or rental property without personal income documents. Whatever type of mortgage you need, MyLand will close your loan fast without issues and headaches and make sure you have the best rate in town. Call MyLand. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, a teen girl reported missing in Gwinnett County over a year ago is found in another state, but many questions remain about her disappearance.
Asada Amoon had been in the custody of the Tennessee Department of Children's Services since February of last year. She gave a fake name, and Corporal Juan Medieto with Gwinnett County Police tells us.
The breakthrough came in when one of the workers, managers for the department, noticed some inconsistencies in statements she was making to other kids in the foster care and the care of the DFAC.
He says the DFAC's worker did some research and found information on a missing child from Gwinnett County and called them. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance a year ago remain under investigation. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
60 degrees in Atlanta. We could see some frost in the morning. How much of a warm up tomorrow afternoon? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. New money for a program educating kids about substance abuse. Here's a report all new at 4 o'clock.
The Georgia Sheriff's Association will get $416,000 from the first round of funding in the state's opioid abatement trust to expand their CHAMPS program, which educates students on the dangers of addiction. Kevin Tanner, Commissioner of the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities.
It's about empowerment, protection, and building a future where fewer families suffer the heartbreak of addiction.
The state is set to get $638 million in opioid settlements over the next 18 years. In Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
WSB Scam Alert preys on those who are most vulnerable following the death of a loved one.
Someone claiming to represent the cemetery where a Georgia woman was about to bury her husband insisted she had to buy an insurance policy or the burial could not take place. Gabe Sterling of the Secretary of State's office says the woman was the victim of a scam.
The bad actors are out there trying to take advantage of you and trying to take advantage of your emotions and pull on the heartstrings and, really come at your families at their most vulnerable time.
Sterling says anytime someone insists something has to be done quickly, should send up a red flag to be extra vigilant. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis is ordered to pay over $50,000 in attorney fees for violating the state's Open Records Act. Her office failed to provide records that were requested by a defense attorney for a co-defendant of President Trump. Willis now reportedly has 30 days to comply with open records and to pay fees to the Merchant law firm. Now, a WSB money update, and stocks are much higher today, but investors remain nervous.
Tariff talk has rattled the markets, but WSB consumer expert Clark Howard says he hasn't made a single move with his own 401k or IRA.
We've been overdue for a correction or a bear market.
Clark says just like during the pandemic, he expects people and the market to adapt.
Every time tariff wars have started, they eventually end and normal economic activity resumes.
He says shoppers are pulling back on spending, making this a good time to pay off high-interest debt. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
At the closing bell on Wall Street, the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all sharply higher. The Dow is up more than 353 points. The death toll rises to more than 40 from the weekend storms across the South and Midwest. A large number of the deaths were in Missouri. The National Weather Service confirms at least 34 tornadoes. And there are new details today on the tornado that hit Paulding County Saturday night. The National Weather Service says the twister, with top winds of 110 miles per hour, was on the ground for over 11 miles and was 200 yards at its widest point. It was on the ground for 12 miles. The worst damage located in the Windale Road area near U.S. Highway 278. The tornado even took down an iconic landmark. The Big Mike Muffler Man with Wrench statue took a tumble in Dallas. Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock is proposing legislation to address housing affordability.
This is crushing hardworking families all across Georgia.
The 4 pieces of legislation each addresses a different aspect of the market, including giving credits to some Americans for their rent and providing grants to first-time, first-generation home buyers. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic now, and here's Alex Williams.
Hey, good afternoon, Bill. Dealing with a jam in DeKalb County. You got a left lane crash, 285 southbound, the inner loop at I-20 exit 46. You're stacked on the brake lights back to Highway 78. Even slow before that out of Dorville, heading east and southbound through the Tucker region. 285 westbound, the outer loop into Sandy Springs and Cobb. You're on and off the brakes from Georgia 400 over to I-75. Heads up in West Atlanta, lingering construction still in a left lane. I hope they clear this soon. 20 westbound, leaving Martin Luther King Jr. Drive all the way out to 285, and that is slowing the ride as you leave downtown. Speaking of, how is downtown, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, you're dealing with some slow rides. 75-85 northbound, you start to get jammed before University Ave 2, just before 10th Street, and 85 South. You were slow getting past the Georgia 400 merge to I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Clear and cold for tonight as temperatures fall to the upper 30s, low 40s tomorrow morning. Some areas of frost possible as we get our Tuesday morning started. Tuesday afternoon, sunshine, high 72. Warming up on Wednesday with partly cloudy skies. Morning low 47, afternoon high 74.
57 now in Brookhaven, 59 in Sewanee, and 56 in Lithia Springs. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that this damn audience is going to force me to focus on. I feel like just throwing up my hands. Before we talk about that.
We have an answer, by the way, to your express lane question.
From who? Alex Williams?
He just checked with the Georgia Department of Transportation. The lanes were closed for maintenance this past weekend, which is why you could not hop in them on your way home
We have
from
friends.
Ohio.
We have friends at GDOT. And I don't
Good
wanna,
people.
Very good people. I don't want to challenge that. I don't want to become a bad guy. I don't want to suddenly turn heel.
I like what you said during the break, though, when he brought that up. Sorry, the shake machine isn't working. And I can attest to, as a Fuddruckers manager,
yes,
it hardly ever worked when I was there.
Yeah, it's like
It's down.
once we're in, those shake machines are difficult to clean. You don't want to clean them up, and then all of a sudden somebody walks in with their fat kids, and they all want shakes. Because now you got to clean the machine again before you go to the party that you really want to get to after you close up. And so there's a little bit. All I'm saying, and I don't want to turn heel,
but
I'm still the lovable, huggable radio host you've always known and loved.
But
anecdotally, I will say I did not see any work being done at that time. Now, there are other things that could be worked on, right? The computer systems or whatever.
Maybe the barrier gates couldn't be unlocked.
The lights worked.
They're frozen.
The lights worked. Because when you're coming back from Chattanooga and they have those lanes shut down and it's night, you have this moment where you go, oh, no, not a traffic jam. It looks like a dead stop traffic jam, and then you realize it's just the red lights on the crossbars. So I got over that, but I mean, that's a little unintentional. But still, traumatic for a moment. Maybe I'll sue them.
Oh, don't do that.
Nah, I'm not going to do that.
You said they're good people.
They are good people. Well, good people get sued sometimes, you know. You think it's all bad people get sued?
That's what I thought.
I'm a good guy. I've been sued.
You've been sued, yeah.
Your favorite president gets sued.
Oh, man, you're making news. Too much.
He likes that. That's what he
Too
wants.
much.
He wants it to be all about him.
Everything that's going on, and then today he's like talking to the Kennedy Arts. Like he took over the Kennedy Arts Center, which is hilarious. If it was just like one of 19 things he was doing, one of 3,257 things.
If I don't keep people on their toes, people will sit around on their laurels.
And now I gotta, now you're this whole thing. I don't know.
What thing?
Well, the Columbia. Yeah, Columbia University.
Oh, the Columbia University.
You're trying to basically say that.
Too many terrorists.
Basically, and here's another thing. If the president identifies somebody as a terrorist, can we get evidence? Can we get evidence? You can't just say, oh, this guy's a terrorist. I want to find out. Is it true? Is he like a front? Do they send him as a student? I'm not just going to say that must be true because you said it. Like, if you're going to call somebody a terrorist.
They said something bad about somebody that I like very much.
Okay, that's something.
Terrorist.
All right, that's not the definition. And by the way, the whole and if you don't know, if a lot of people don't know, but because it's a type of thing that the news won't go deep enough into, but they sent a letter to Columbia University basically saying that by March 25th they have to accede to all of these demands in order to get any federal money, and the demands are just ridiculous. Basically, if the federal government controls the curriculum of a college and what can and cannot be said on that campus. Now, the one good thing that I think all of this could lead to, because it starts with Western Europe. You've noticed since the Zelensky meeting, all of a sudden countries are like, hey, we need to get our own military and maybe start becoming a country again and having our own, which ultimately is good for Western Europe. They shouldn't be vassals of the United States where they just basically do have a handshake agreement. Well, we'll do whatever you want in foreign policy, but you're going to protect us, right? So that we can give out, so that our citizens can have like this great life and these government perks, not perks, but government programs, because we don't have to pay for a military. So it's better for them to become separate individual countries again with foreign policies and different worldviews and learn how to work it out and all that. And that may apply here as well, where I don't think that that letter, I don't see that getting past the Supreme Court. I think if it gets to the Supreme Court, it should be a slam dunk, 9-0 deal.
Well, it might be ignored.
Or I don't think you can ignore the Supreme Court.
Well, I mean, there's ways around it.
But there are.
It worked for Joe. I mean, Joe.
Yes,
They
well,
told
yeah,
him
but
there's
you're
a
on
lot
s-
of things they told Sleepy Joe, and
Yeah.
he just ignored them and did as he pleased.
Well, it could be good in terms of these schools like Columbia University. And by the way, they're probably, who knows, academics are annoying. But this is about setting precedents, And it may be, like the Western European example, it might be a good dose of cold water. It's like, hey, get off the government teat. And you don't have to, you can do what your curriculum is, whatever.
Yeah, but the getting's good, though.
The getting's good. And maybe colleges should not all be the same. And maybe when you choose a college, there should be a reason. It's not just they're all, doing exactly what they have to do to get the federal money. Maybe you should be able to choose from wildly different colleges that have wildly different curriculums. And let the market decide who gets more jobs with the degrees from what school and all of that. Now, there's one tricky part is the research money. There's seed scientific research money that comes from the government, and I guess that could be withheld. And there's a lot of universities.
Does they need social science money, though? Real science, yes.
No,
social
I agree.
Science?
No, I agree. Of course, I agree with that. But there's also, there's innovative things that that private companies at some level are not going to spend their money on the research for because the payoff in the short term is not going to be good for their business model. But maybe it's something that could. I mean, I don't know, and I'm sure that's abused all the time, but I'm also sure that some things came out of that are good. So that's one little part. I don't know what you do if is it the universities, the ones that do the research? The difference between universities and colleges. Is it universities?
Yeah, the universities do the research.
So I don't know, maybe there's a way to carve that out. I don't know, but it'll be good if rather than just getting mad at Trump and saying, that's mean, and, standing there with a grumpy face, maybe you ought to think, hey, maybe we're learning a lesson here. We don't want to be open to the whims of whoever happens to be the president. And with Trump, pushing this stuff, because this is all about the protests about the Hamas Israel war over Gaza.
Well, there's just certain things you shouldn't say.
Yeah, see, that's
a lot of things. I mean, they say bad
but
things.
you got there calling people snowflakes,
Well,
and
terrible people.
You said for Republicans for years, college campuses, and you need to be able to handle speech that. This has been the whole Republican deal for a long time.
Well, I mean, as a person who's been attacked multiple times over the last 30, 40 years, let me tell you this: they're picking on my friends.
Okay,
if they're picking on my friends, that's quite different.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
A lot of people they're defenseless. Okay, they're defenseless people being insulted and mocked.
But you can insult anybody else on a college campus, and you're fine.
Well, I mean, if you look, there's a lot of things you can do, and a lot of
I
things
thought you were for
can't
free
do.
speech. Did you send J.D. Vance to Europe a couple weeks ago?
I love free speech, okay? But if you're an American and you say something, I mean, that's fine. But if you're from, if you're from over there and you're a place that doesn't like my best friend.
No, this isn't but that.
This is my best friend.
No, I'm not talking about the guy that you got on in ICE detention. I'm talking about this is every student.
Well, all these professors, they teach the kids to hate my friend, and I don't think that's nice.
But you
I
say
have a
you're
good
for free
friend.
speech.
Well, I am. But these
no, you just said you are, but you're not.
Well, I mean, if you're getting money from the government, you shouldn't be rewarded for being bad.
I get that, but
I mean, if you're going to
people have
talk
different
about
opinions.
my best friend and insult my best friend, okay?
Yeah.
He's my best buddy. I mean,
Yeah,
I love
okay.
the guy. He gives me a lot of money. You know?
Okay.
A lot of his friends also give me a lot of money.
Okay.
And in return for that money, I have to
You're
protect
willing to
my
censor.
Yes,
you're willing
absolutely.
that one case. You're willing to say that
Absolutely.
people
I mean, these are
in
great-
America can't say something.
These are
well, at least you're clarifying here.
Well, I mean, I hope you're following me because a lot of times, people don't follow me. And
well, you're a little off the track, I think.
I think I'm right on track with
Right.
this. I mean, if you're going to talk about my best friend the way that you've been talking about
no, I get it.
and
I
then
mean-
you write a paper, and then you bring a bunch of kids in, and they dye their hair, and they
Are you aware of the
change
fact-
their genders, and
Are
they go
you-
out and they protest, and what
Are
do they
you-
like,
are
Ukraine
you-
or my best
are-
friend? What do you like?
Are you aware of the fact
What am
that
I? I'm
the
aware
First
of a lot of
Amendment,
things.
the First Amendment,
Yes.
is not necessary for the things that don't offend you. All
Well-
the things that we agree on, we don't need a First Amendment. We need a First
I'm not
Amendment.
offended. I just feel bad for my friend.
I think you're dodging. This is part of the
My
weave.
friend
I
feels
feel like you're not
badly.
answering
I
my
think
questions.
very badly, and these people are awful, and they don't deserve
This
to
is
have
what
a
it all
voice.
comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. Never believe any politician that tells you that they are for free speech. This is the way that it works. You're either for free speech or you're against free speech.
Exactly.
And we don't know, but you're against it.
But I
because
love free speech. Absolutely.
The right speech.
As long as it's the right speech.
We don't need a First Amendment for speech that doesn't make us angry. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 in DeKalb.
Good afternoon, Mr. Von Hessler. We're watching that crash right now, and they're holding all lanes. They're shut down, 285 southbound, the inner loop, I-20 exit 46. Hopefully just to get this crash off to the right. Had just been in one left lane, but anyways, that is going to add to the very tough delays already that stretch back through Doraville, traveling 285 east and south, starting back at Peachtree Boulevard. If you're traveling to the northern suburbs, 85 northbound, on and off the brakes from Chambly Tucker for the ride up into Duluth, 400 northbound, slow from Abernathy up to Northridge, exit number 6, and some more brake lights in for Scythe County exiting onto Highway 20. 75 northbound, it's a little sluggish this afternoon out of Marietta up into Ackworth, and some southbound delays leaving South Marietta Parkway, trying to ramp onto I-285. Been watching a long-standing work zone on I-20 in West Atlanta, Kobe Dawkins.
And it's starting to clear. 20 westbound just past MLK Jr. Drive, exit 53. Crews starting to clear that left lane. Still seeing delays back to the downtown connector. And looking over in DeKalb County, 20 westbound, just a tap of the brakes, leaving Stonecrest, getting to I-285. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic hits.
I-75 completely shut down north and south between McDonough and Locust Grove.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Brake lights fill in on 316 westbound at Sugarloaf Parkway.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Heavy police fire department activity.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
If you're seeing cracks in the walls upstairs, downstairs, or outside, maybe even a door not closing, call the Foundation Repair Specialist. Hi, it's Mark Beckham here with Atlanta Ramjack, and we are your leading foundation repair experts. Set up your free estimate right now at atlantaramjack.com.
A DUI conviction could get you fired, get your license suspended, and increase your insurance rates. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. I recommend you talk to my friend George Stein, the DUI lawyer. Go to georgestein.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, if you've been thinking about selling your home, now is the time. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, now you can sell your home fast and for more than you expect. Hey, Sean Hannity here. One of the most stressful things about selling your home is not being able to control the timing. Now, Mark Spain Real Estate, they allow you to receive an all-cash offer and close in as little as 21 days. Just go to markspain.com to find out what your guaranteed offer will be. That's markspain.com, and you can start packing.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Got a leaky pipe? Ace Hardware Home Services is around the corner with everything you need to fix it, including the expert to do the fixing. Heating or cooling issue? We've got a trusted pro for that, too. We're not just the helpful hardware folks. We're the helpful home service and repair folks, too. From plumbing to heating and cooling, the licensed and insured experts at Ace Hardware Home Services are ready to keep your home running smoothly all year long. Get help today at acehardwarehomeservices.com.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed. making every second count with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
You wouldn't leave the door open when it's freezing cold outside, right? You just let all that cold air in. Christina Epworth here. If you have a vented crawl space, that's exactly what is happening. The vents are letting cold air into your home, causing your heating bills to go up. But call my friends at American Crawl Space Solutions. They will encapsulate your crawl space, keeping the air under your home not just dry, but also nice and warm. AmericanCrawlSpaceSolutions.com. Your best value for crawl space repair.
American Crawl Space Solutions. Foundations too.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
All right, we've been here a while. I guess we better do it. Word of the day.
Turgid.
We all love that word.
Turgid.
Another word you hear a lot. I'm not so sure that everybody knows was. And stop with the naughty look in your eye, Tim Andrews.
I'm trying to figure out what it means.
You've got
it has
a
a
naughty.
meaning. I have a thought of what it means.
Yes.
Tumescent.
Well, there is a. There's
Turgid.
one. There's two different. There's two different definitions.
Okay.
And one of them leads to a lot of hilarity
Mm-hmm.
and double entendre and things like that.
Nice.
That's what most people. Now that would be the I've seen it both ways as the first and second in the Merriam-Webster dictionary online. It's the second definition of
turgid
that most people go with, and that is being in a state of distension, swollen, turgid limbs.
Turgid.
But that's not what we're not going there because this is a family show.
Understood.
That is under we are under the auspices of the Federal Communications Commission.
We're better than that too. We wouldn't go that
That's
direction.
FCC, Jared. In case you didn't. That's
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to write him a note every day.
It's a love letter.
Yeah, don't get me going on that. So that's silly.
We talked about this.
That's what like the River
Sing.
should have to do because they play music all the time. I'd be like, we tell people when tornadoes are coming. That's good enough. Thank you.
Not enough to the FCC.
It's just our lawyers. That's not necessary. I've been in the business long enough to know it's not necessary. But go keep on doing it. Tell them we do every day that we're. Eric talked about dumb people in the state of Tennessee. That's a civil service, right?
We make fun of the FCC.
That's one for the public airwaves,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mouth breathers.
No, we don't have to actually
poke
the bear.
I know that
I've
Brendan,
done that before.
Brendan Carr, the
You were
leader.
turgid. What?
I was turgid.
Brendan Carr, the leader of the FCC, he reads my notes every day.
I know he does.
He loves it.
And by the way, sir, you look fantastic.
Turgid.
What we're going with is excessively embellished in style or language, bombastic, pompous. That is
turgid.
That I'm talking about. It's an adjective. It's spelled T-U-R-G-I-D, and this host has to use that in some sort of natural kind of way before 7. If he remembers, what made you laugh?
It made me laugh. You could combine the two to make your sentence.
Oh,
you can use it both ways.
In one sentence.
I'm so turgid I knock over trees.
So you're actually using your state of distension and being bombastic and pompous about it at the same time.
Absolutely.
I will do, it's the host who has to do
I
it.
know.
Otherwise, we would have, and I don't want to steal from you.
But I didn't use it in the proper
But
context.
I will try to put the two together and not get canceled by the FCC.
What do we do without Autumn since we are supposed to get the story on Mondays?
Next Monday.
That story's becoming a...
Albatross?
Not because of Autumn. Not because of Autumn. She's doing a fine job. So we got to figure out. These got to be short stories. Maybe every month we get a new story.
Okay.
Because I don't know that people can follow it. I don't know that I'm following it.
It all has to be put together in one big thing and put in the podcast.
Well, I have a couple of producers that keep telling me that this stuff is going to be available.
Who are they?
I don't know.
It's always been available as a podcast. The show's available.
No. I mean, we got to put the story somewhere that people can keep on.
Or they can download
For our
it.
story heads.
For the story heads, for the people who come to us for the story alone. You know, people come to the show for different things. Some like the coffee. Some like the stories. There's even a few. I know it's hard to believe. They're here for Jared.
Yep.
Alex Williams says there's a big jam on 285 through DeKalb.
All due to this crash we've been watching. Last time we were with you, they were blocking all lanes. Now it's back to a left lane block. 285 southbound, the inner loop before I-20 or right at I-20, exit 46. You were jammed leaving I-85 Spaghetti Junction, trying to make your way through Tucker and Clarkston. Over on the west side inner loop, just found a new stall partially in the left lane. 285 northbound, the inner loop before you get to Hollowell Parkway, exit number 12. Slow both ways into and out of the Smyrna Vinings area, while 285 westbound, toughest part of that ride's leaving Georgia 400 over to I-75 near Truist Park. How are we looking through downtown, Kobe Dawkins?
Definitely jam 75-85 southbound. Those rides start to get slow before the downtown merge, getting to I-20. 75-85 north, brake lights starting just before University Ave, getting to 10th Street. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Coming soon to Noonan Home Outlet. Break up with your big box store and experience a better way to tackle home improvement. Located at 54 Bullsboro Drive, employee-owned Home Outlet offers the guaranteed lowest prices on a wide selection of quality in-stock kitchens, baths, floors, and more. Get your project started right with free services, including accurate kitchen planning and estimates for baths, floors, doors, and windows. Opening March 2025. Follow us on social for updates.
Home Outlet is your home store.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
There's a hidden tax costing hardworking Georgians over $5,000 every year. Governor Kemp's tort reform legislation will end this tax and lower costs for families. It will also protect victims. Listen to Governor Kemp.
The bill that I will sign is not going to keep anyone in this state from receiving the justice that they deserve.
Ensuring our justice system is fair and accessible and lowering costs for us. Tell Georgia's lawmakers, stand with Governor Kemp and pass tort reform. Paid for by Protecting American Consumers Together.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Not everything in life comes with a guarantee, but with NG Turf, get premium local farm fresh sod right now that comes with a spring green up guarantee. Family owned and operated, NG Turf is the only grower to consider. Get your sod from a certified turf professional at ngturf.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, it's a WSB scam alert. Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger warns of a cemetery memorialization scam. Gabe Sterling in the Secretary of State's office says a grieving widow fell victim to an imposter posing as a representative of the Veterans Affairs Cemetery where her late husband was going to be buried.
A scam artist contacted her saying, hey, if you don't pay us this money, we've got to either cancel
the service or move it. And you have to do it.
Her initial attempt to pay on Zelle was rejected due to fraud detection. She then paid $1,200 through PayPal. Multiple law enforcement authorities are now investigating. It's 60 degrees in Atlanta. Cold again tonight, but warmer tomorrow afternoon. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A teenage girl reported missing in Gwinnett County over a year ago is found in Tennessee.
We do know she is safe. She has been located and is healthy.
Corporal Juan Medieto with Gwinnett County Police has many questions remain, though, about the disappearance of 16-year-old Asada Amoon. She's been in the custody of the Tennessee Department of Children's Services since February of 2024 under an alias. The girl was last seen running from her home on West Oak Court in Beaufort with no shoes on last February. The office of Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis is ordered to pay up in a judgment related to the Trump election meddling case.
The ruling comes from Fulton County Superior Court Judge Rachel Krause, who finds DA Fonnie Willis violated Georgia's Open Records Act by failing to turn over information to defense attorney Ashley Merchant, including a confidentiality agreement for employees. Willis's office now has 30 days to pay Merchant's office just over $54,000 in attorney's fees, along with the information requested. Merchant says she's thrilled with the judgment, which says Willis's office failed to operate in good faith. Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Illegal drugs and guns are taken off the streets of Stockbridge thanks to a joint operation by Stockbridge Police and U.S. Postal Inspectors. After a search on Mechanic Street, they find 6 guns, including one converted into a fully automatic machine gun, dozens of fake debit cards linked to financial crimes, drug paraphernalia, and over $3,400 in cash acquired through fraud. This was part of a multi-state operation leading to multiple arrests. An update today from the White House on efforts to get a ceasefire deal between Russia and Ukraine.
We've never been closer to a peace deal than we are in this moment, and the president is determined to get one done.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump plans to speak with Russian President Putin tomorrow. Ukraine has agreed to a U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal. If you've received a traffic ticket from the city of Atlanta, you may be able to have your case resolved from the municipal court.
It may have been a minor offense that requires a court appearance, but the court's DeAndre Moore says sometimes we just forget.
A month or two will go by where you're saying, I need to pay this ticket, and you've missed the court date.
For a month, there's forgiveness.
This is an amnesty program that is giving individuals an opportunity to pretty much get a second chance.
The program runs through April 21st. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Beware of snakes. We are now in snake season in Georgia.
Last year was a record year for snake bites here in Georgia. Dr. Gaylord Lopez with the Georgia Poison Center says they get around 600 calls a year about snake bites. His advice?
I say that the true antidote to a snake bite are car keys.
He says get to the emergency room as fast as possible to be assessed if you're bitten. He says this is the time of year when snakes start emerging from hibernation. They're looking for food, mates, and suitable habitats, and that's also when more of us are getting outdoors. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Well, you may be headed home at this hour, and we seem to be working fewer hours these days. Analytics companies ActiveTrack says the average workday in the U.S. now ends at 4:39 p.m. That's just a few minutes from now, and that is 42 minutes earlier than just 2 years ago. The average American now works 8 hours and 41 minutes each day, down almost a full hour from 2022. But despite the shorter day, it says overall worker productivity has risen 2%. It is now 4:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Long-standing crash still in the left lane over here in DeKalb County, Bill. 285 southbound, the Interloop I-20 exit 46, just adding to the rough ride as you make your drive out of Tucker down to that east side perimeter. 20 westbound slow in the work zone before and after Wesley Chapel, approaching I-285. On the south side, 75 northbound on and off the brakes out of Locust Grove up through McDonough, trying to get past up past Jonesboro Road. 85 southbound if you're making the commute from the airport heading down toward Union City and Fairburn. Not too bad, seeing a few delays getting past Highway 138, but most of that is volume ramping onto Highway 138. That's going to be Jonesboro Road. How is that construction zone on I-20, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, road work has officially cleared in West Atlanta, 20 westbound just past MLK Jr. Drive, exit 53, but delays remain back to the downtown connector. And then as you continue, just a tap of the brakes getting into Lithia Springs. From the Cool Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Clear and cold tonight as temperatures fall into the mid-30s, low 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, a little warmer, high 72. Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds. Morning low 47, afternoon high 74.
It's 57 right now in Johns Creek, 62 in Lithonia, and 58 in Smyrna. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Just like your car, your septic system needs regular maintenance. Hi, I'm Shannon, the owner of Scorpion Septic. If you're seeing bubbles in your toilet, pooling in your yard, slow draining, or your toilet won't flush, you need Scorpion Septic.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Call for more information. ScorpionSepticServices.com.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. Motorcycle riders are a different breed and they need a different type of attorney. SteelHorseLaw.com.
JIC, Flat Face Seal, BSP, and DEN. If you know what these are, then listen up.
I'm Victoria Holloway. We can replicate hose assembly on site with Mobile Hydraulics of Georgia.
Call 770-HYD-HOSE or try our website, HYDHOSE.com.
Listeners, friends, family, neighbors, heck, even coworkers have asking me about QC Kinetics treatment. Hey, it's Mark Arum. No joke, coworker the other day asked me about QC Kinetics. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. Well, if you're wondering if you're a good candidate, let's see if you answer yes to any of these questions. First question, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints? Next, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answer yes to any of those questions, I bet you're a great candidate with my friends at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics right now. Ask for your free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Call 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
Got a leaky pipe? Trouble with your AC? Ace Hardware Home Services is right around the corner with trusted pros to fix it. From plumbing to heating and cooling, we'll keep your home running smoothly all year long. Get help today at acehardwarehomeservices.com.
I asked George Clark to keep an eye on, Trump went and spoke to the people at the Kennedy Center for Arts. Is that what it's called? And I just wanted to see if there was anything, because these artists hate him. And he's taking over the whole, it's going to be like, I guarantee you one thing. If Lee Greenwood has not already gotten one of those, what is that medal they give you, American?
Medal of Freedom.
Medal of Freedom. Then he's going to get one in his next 4 years.
For one song he didn't even write.
And even if he has one, he's going to get one in the next 4 years.
Maybe Reagan gave him one.
What do you mean? It doesn't matter if you wrote it.
Well,
how many Bing Crosby songs did he write? Did he write White Christmas?
Did he ever get the Kennedy Freedom Medal
bet you,
of Honor?
I don't know if it didn't exist, probably. I bet you he has. He lived long enough. He lived into the late 70s, right?
Oh, I got best beating your kids.
Yeah, that's right. You're taken care of.
The Slammy.
But these Kennedy
Lee Greenwood does not have a Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I can't believe a Republican president along the way hasn't made sure.
Yeah,
but
George W. Come on, W.
Yeah,
what
but see, the thing is that they've always been, they're artists, so they're libs. Artists are libs for the most part. I mean, don't we all know that? Don't we cherish that? Isn't that like the thing? It's like that's the way they are. And so now they're just like bugging out, like, okay, this isn't our place anymore, and we're not gonna be a part of it. But today was because Trump can't he has to go down there and I can't believe that his remarks didn't have something to do with the crappy art. It's all one way. It's all for one type of people.
A lot of weird crap here.
Yeah, it's enough of the weirdness. Let's get back to Norman Rockwell.
I mean, those are the best paintings. They look like real people.
They look like
normal people just doing normal things.
And the artists hate him, of course. And so I thought maybe he would say a few things to. But one thing we did find.
Newsworthy?
One thing we did find is, I don't know why he said it, he made this statement.
We are tomorrow announcing and giving all of the Kennedy files. So people have been waiting for decades for this. And I've instructed my people that are responsible, lots of different people, put together by Tulsi Gabbard. And that's going to be released tomorrow.
Sound tired there, Trump. My goodness.
Well, I'm fighting a war currently in
Maybe you shouldn't.
Yemen.
Maybe you shouldn't try to pick so many battles at once.
It all has to be done before the midterms, so it'll never get done. It's got to be done in the Kennedy, all of them from all the people. It's going to be one binder, and every page will be black.
Did anybody ask me that last time you did a dump with the Epstein files?
That was just phase one.
Yeah, I know,
I
but
got
it was
Pam Bondi working on the rest of it.
Yeah, are you good, man?
Could you just repeat yourself on that?
Pam Bondi is working on it for me.
I know that you won your golf tournament this weekend, but did you rest at all?
No, because after the golf tournament, when they helped me cheat to get the ball, I got the thing, I was busy. Like, I would go over to my caddy and I'd say, bring up the how do you say it?
Yemeni.
Bring up the Houthis. And, okay, look at that guy. He blew up. All right.
Then you go back to...
Give me the 7-iron or whatever, the wedge, the sand wedge.
like bomb a place in Yemen and then go back to the...
By
I
the
guess
way-
you got to... I guess that's why he had more youth votes this time around, because it's tasking. Multitasking. Yeah.
Good at multitasking.
You're fighting a war.
And
You're
the one-
winning your tournament.
Fighting, winning, playing, all the good stuff. Also writing very long posts on Truth Social about how, look, Joe Biden used an auto pen.
Yeah.
They're void.
By the way, did Eric von Hester predict this?
You
that
did
this was
last
going
week.
to be a thing?
Well, Trump was listening to the show. That's why he.
I heard it. I was trying to. I thought Shelley would be on. Shelley Winters would be on.
It's Winter.
Well, I mean, he's great. He's
Yeah,
great. He's
I
on.
know,
He's
it's
on.
Winter.
I mean, he's got a great show. That Shelley Winter.
Of course, we agree on that, but his name is Shelley Winter.
Oh, and he loves Chick-fil-A. You listen to Shelley Winter's show, and he will tell you that there's a lot of great things. And I tuned in, and I thought, oh, but then I heard you.
And I was talking about the auto pen. Could be
And
something
the
that you
auto
could.
pen, well, I mean, they found out it's not good. I mean, you can't do that. It doesn't really count.
Are you okay?
Pam Bondi. Doesn't really count.
I mean, maybe you just have a weekend where you're at Camp David and just relax for a little
Camp
bit.
David. I mean, the place smells. It still smells like Biden. It's so horrible. If I was going to take a day off, I would fly down to Mar-a-Lago where it doesn't stink like old people.
Okay.
You're not exactly a spring chicken yourself.
But I
here.
smell young. I wash every day. My clothes are clean. I don't fart in my pants. Don't eat ice cream all the time like Joe Biden. I mean, the guy didn't even know where he was. You know as well as I do that the guy was gone. Gone. Sleepy, weepy, creepy Joe.
We should bring people up to date that a lot of the pardons in particular, I don't know if there might have been some other things, but the pardons in particular were signed by AutoPen.
Which is like a DocuSign.
DocuSign, like we do, but except this is a pardon from the President of the United States. It's very important because these are people who have been convicted of something, and you want the president to be. You want to be sure the president himself or herself is saying, "Okay, I definitely want that person." And we know that cognitively, quite often, Joe Biden wasn't there, and so if things are being done by AutoPen, I think that is worth taking to court simply to get clarity on this. Because obviously, an auto pen is not. I feel weird about it in regular life. I mean, we're doing it now. That's not my signature.
I remember
It's like you said. It's that weird half cursive, half print, thing.
Can I tell you something? I'm sorry to interrupt. Okay, here's a little list. George W. Bush, 200 pardons. Barack Obama, 1,900. Donald Trump, 1,700. Joe Biden in 4 years, 8,064. Do you think he signed every single one of those? 8,000.
But then here's
there he signed one.
Yeah, but here's the other question. So let's say one of those. Let's just take a phony. Let's make one up. One example. Let's say somebody was a prisoner, and they've been in prison for 30 years. They're 72 years old, and for whatever evidence, whatever, I think he was railroaded, whatever. They're pardoned by AutoPen, and then the courts look through it and go, these AutoPens.
Yep.
Now that guy's like 74, 75. Do you send him back to prison, or do you just say,
I don't think... I'll sign a thing.
Are you gonna give like a grandfather in
Well,
if
they're
it,
cool.
or you can't do it in the future?
Adam Schiff.
Well, you know what you want to do.
Well, of course.
You want to go after the guys.
Kinzinger, Schiff, Fat Liz Cheney.
I guess
Fauci. I hate him.
There's no
he
need
can't
for
go
the
after. He won't. I bet he won't go after Fauci because he was part of that whole thing.
Warp speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he may not have been. He could say, "Well, I didn't know about some of this others." He could say, "I was."
Look, they didn't tell me about the gain of function.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Which very definitely. I think we are pretty sure that they're doing this gain-of-function stuff.
Probably still.
Oh, yeah. They don't give a damn about us. When you get to that level of government intelligence and all this kind of stuff, they have their own world, their own goals, and the only time they think about us is, well, how do we propagandize these people into yelling at anyone who questions us, which they're very good at. They are very, very good at.
The idea of Joe Biden, also going back to the auto pin argument, that he would even know how a DocuSign works. That guy would have no idea how to operate it. He'd be like,
can't you just get one of those pens that's attached to like 400 other pens?
65. Lay them all out. Just do one signature one time.
Apparently 6,500 were federal marijuana clemencies, so that makes sense.
Right. Well, that's something you agree with.
Yeah, he said that he would do that when he ran.
It's not like he was talking to the press a lot, too, so he had a lot of time to
the lady says we got to shut up.
Alex Williams says there's better news on 285 in DeKalb.
Yeah, we'd like to bring the good news, and that is what we're going to do. The crash has totally cleared 285 southbound, the Interloop I-20 exit number 46, but the damage is done. It's going to keep the ride slow for most of the afternoon, leaving I-85 Spaghetti Junction. Just found a new trouble in DeKalb County. This is I-20 westbound approaching 285, exit 67, that west side perimeter. Tractor-trailer trouble in the right lane, already slow back to Panola Road. 85 northbound out of DeKalb in Gwinnett County. Brake lights find you right around Shallowford Road, but improve once you get up toward Norcross and Duluth. Secondary slow zone into Swanee from Old Peachtree Road, and 400 northbound brake lights from I-285 in Sandy Springs, but it is improving once you get up to Northridge, exit number 6. How was the ride on I-75 in Cobb and Cherokee County, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 75 northbound, your slow ride starts before the South Marietta Parkway, getting into Ackworth towards Highway 92, and 575 north, just a slight tap of the brakes getting into Woodstock. And this report is sponsored by Callaway Resort and Gardens. Celebrate spring at Callaway Resort and Gardens in Pine Mountain, Georgia. Relax at their 4 Diamond Lodge and Spa, or a charming cottage experience. Vibrant blooms and immersive art. Plan your spring getaway at CallawayGardens.com. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
Governor Kemp has declared a state of emergency for the entire state of Georgia until midnight Wednesday morning.
We're at our best.
Again, a tornado warning is in effect for Paulding, Cobb, and southern Cherokee counties.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
The movement of the storm 70 miles an hour, incredibly fast.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
When insurance companies play games, the strong arm wins. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. Hurt in a wreck? The insurance companies will toy with you and try to pay you the least amount possible. John Foy knows how to beat them at their own game. Zero upfront cost. JohnFoy.com.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews. I needed some work done on my roof. I'd heard about FGA Roofing on the station, so I called them. If you're in the market for a new roof or repair, give them a call. Mention Tim Andrews and get $1,000 off a new roof. Use your good credit to get 0% interest. Search FGA Roofing today.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin. Book now and save up to 35% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. And I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast local service and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Get 2 windows free with every 2 you buy. Pay no interest for 2 full years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or ConsumerCellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
You know, Trump is really pushing the courts. This whole thing happened with these Venezuelan gang members sent
Tren de Agua, is that what it's called?
Yeah, where were
And
they
they were
sent?
being sent to El Salvador.
El Salvador, because we agreed that we would use their prisons.
Their president was very open. He's like, look, you could send
Yeah.
American prisoners here too.
And also, by the way, what I saw from them, and this has nothing to do with the issue at hand, but I saw a thing once years ago on prisons around the world and the Russian prisons, which the difference between American prisons and Russian prisons were spotless. Every time you stepped out of your cell, to walk anywhere, you had to bend over. Everybody's in line, and you're basically looking at the floor everywhere you're going. You could be in a Russian prison, the one that was featured in this show, for 25, 30 years and never be able to plan an escape because you still don't know what the prison looks like. All you know is what your cell looks like, what the yard looks like that you end up wherever. But whenever you're moving from place to place, you're looking at the floor as you're walking forward. So you kind of bent over. And I noticed that in the picture with these guys in the El Salvadorian prison. But that's not the issue. That's just my way. And this prison show that I saw, then they went to San Quentin or something, and it was just like run by the prisoners. They were throwing urine on each other and warring and, stabbing each other. It's like, that's not how a prison should be. If you go to prison, you're going to prison because you've done something wrong. And, if it's not a life sentence, you're there for 3 years or 5 years or 7 years or whatever. And you should not be able to watch your favorite shows. I don't think you should be able to go online. I think you should be doing anything. But one thing that should happen is you should be protected from the other prisoners to allow this, okay, you robbed a bank. That doesn't mean that you have to submit to sex that you're not looking forward to for the next 7 years. That wasn't your sentence. Your sentence is you're going to be locked up and you're going to be kept away from society for 7 years. So I think that what I saw in that prison thing is like, yeah, that's how a prison should be. It should be spotless. It should be fluorescent lights everywhere, and not a pleasant experience, but also you're going there to pay for your crime. And the judge never said, I'm sentencing you to 7 years of anyone can have sex with you who decides. That wasn't the
and getting beaten up too by
getting
people as
beaten
well.
up and all of that. So that's not the issue at hand. The issue at hand here is that supposedly the Trump administration knew it was going through the courts really fast to try to stop them from sending these Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador, and some funny stuff happened, and the planes lift off, and now we got to go through this whole thing. Did the Trump administration, because once the planes took off, the judge said, make them turn around. And I don't know if Trump's going, you in the bathroom?
They were in the air. I was in the bathroom. They were in the air. They were almost, international orders.
The only question I would ask MAGA is, how much power do you want to consolidate in the presidency before you turn it over to someone you can't stand? That's the... Trump's not going to be president forever, right? They're not going to be...
Well, maybe. We'll see.
Okay. All of this power being amassed in the presidency could be used against you and the things that you believe are good for the country very soon, within 4 years, as a matter of fact. Alex Williams says there's downtown delays.
Yeah, watching the brake lights through downtown right now, Eric, and it is a rough ride heading southbound. That you hit the brake lights right at the 85-400 merge, heading south, close to a half hour from there for the ride down to I-20. Not much better northbound, 75-85 northbound. You're slow from University Avenue up past Peachtree, Pine Street. And DOT cleared up an earlier crash, 85 in northbound, up around Georgia 400. We're going to check for trouble in the backup just north of 17th Street. Found a crash on I-20 in DeKalb County, Kobe Dawkins.
And it's a right lane crash involving a big rig 20 westbound just before I-285 exit 67, causing delays back to Lithonia Industrial Boulevard. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you, it's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
WSB Atlanta.
WSB-FM and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story, new money to help keep kids safe from substance abuse.
Every child in Georgia deserves a chance to grow up in a safe, supportive environment, free from the dangers of opioid addiction.
A major grant will help do just that.
The Georgia Sheriff's Association will get $416,000 from the state's Opioid Abatement Trust to expand their CHAMPS program,
ensuring more deputies are trained and more students receive this special education.
Kevin Tanner, Commissioner of the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, says the program is doing good work.
Education is prevention, and prevention saves lives. That is why this funding is so important.
The state is set to get $638 million in opioid settlements over the next 18 years. In Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
60 degrees in Atlanta, maybe some frost tomorrow morning. How much of a warm-up this week and what day could see rain? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A breakthrough today in a Gwinnett County missing persons case. A teen girl missing for over a year is found in Tennessee.
Asada Amoon was last seen running from her home on West Oak Court in Buford with no shoes on more than a year ago. Now,
we do know she is safe. She has been located and is healthy.
Corporal Juan Marieto with Gwinnett County Police says she'd been in custody of the Tennessee Department of Children's Services and given a fake name. It wasn't until a Tennessee DFACS manager noticed some inconsistencies in her stories.
She tracked down missing children in the state of Georgia and was able to locate the information we had put out.
The circumstances surrounding her disappearance remain under investigation. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
WSB Scam Alert, a warning about a scam targeting a grieving widow.
A woman arranging the burial of her husband got a call from a person who claimed to represent the Veterans Affairs Cemetery. He told her she had to buy an insurance policy before the burial could occur.
She tried to pay by Zelle, $1,200. Zelle flagged it as fraud. And then the guy said, well, now you got to send it by PayPal. And then unfortunately she did.
Gabe Sterling of the Georgia Secretary of State's office says the scammer preyed upon the woman's emotions and warns that everyone needs to be vigilant in situations such as these. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Now WSB Money Update. New numbers today showing retail sales slowing last month, and it's a trend that consumer expert Clark Howard is noticing.
Consumers are already moving from do to don't. Consumers are smart. People realize that we are going to be in a slowing economy likely.
Despite the latest tariff talk, Clark warns against making any knee-jerk moves with your 401k. He says the market disruptions are temporary. And on Wall Street today, stocks finishing the day in positive territory. The Dow gains 353 points, S&P and NASDAQ also higher. The White House says a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia is as close as it's ever been. CBS's Holly Williams reports President Trump is expected to speak with Russian President Putin tomorrow.
Trump said they would discuss land and power plants. Now, Russia is currently occupying around 20% of Ukraine's territory after Vladimir Putin launched a bloody invasion of this country 3 years ago. Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant has been occupied by Russian forces since 2022, and fighting in that area has repeatedly raised fears of a nuclear disaster.
We have an update today on the severe weather over the weekend. The death toll now tops 40 in states across the South and Midwest from damage by wildfires, rain, tornadoes, and dust storms. The National Weather Service says the tornado that hit Paulding County Saturday night had top winds of 110 miles per hour. It was on the ground for over 11 miles and was 200 yards at its widest point. It lasted for about 12 minutes. It is now 5:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
We cannot catch a break over on the east side of DeKalb County today, Bill. We got 3 incidents, 2 of them on 285. We'll start with those. Stall in the right lane, 285 southbound, the inner loop, Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. That's keeping the ride slow, leaving I-85, Spaghetti Junction. Now heading the other direction, 285 northbound, the outer loop before you get to Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. Traffic Trooper Deborah told us about this crash. We found it on the jam cam. It's in the left lane. Delays stacking up, leaving La Vista Road. And in DeKalb County, we've been dealing with this right lane trouble. I-20 westbound, mostly off to the right now before 285 exit 67, but the brake lights stretch back towards Evans Mill Road in Lithonia. How's the ride out of the southern suburbs, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 75 south leaving Clayton County, you're slow starting at 675 to Highway 2081, and northbound rides are slow as well, leaving Bill Gardner Parkway to Jodico Road. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and chilly this evening. Sunset around 7:45. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s at that time, cooling down to the mid-30s to low 40s tomorrow morning. Some areas of frost possible on the windshield as we get our Tuesday morning started. Tuesday afternoon, sunshine, high 72. Warmer still on Wednesday, partly cloudy. Morning low 47, afternoon high 74. Thursday, a cold front will bring rain showers for the morning hours, then drying out in the afternoon but cooling down significantly. The daytime high is 55 on Thursday, dropping down to near freezing on Friday morning. Friday afternoon, sunny skies, high 66. Saturday, another round of rain, daytime high 68.
56 in Sandy Springs, 61 in Union City, 60 in Decula. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Hey, by the way, this show becomes a podcast every night. What, about 45 minutes to an hour after the show?
Correct.
And you can pick that up at WSBRadio.com, the WSB Radio app, or any of your favorite podcatchers. Jared is partial to Podbean, but you can go to anything that...
He's a beaner.
He's a beaner.
I'm a beaner. I also like list notes, too. That's a good one.
List
notes.
List
L-I-S-T.
notes.
List notes.
You're a listy. That doesn't sound like a podcast.
It doesn't. You wouldn't expect
I would think it would be a
but
place to, like a note thing, like, like the app Notes.
Well, you write everything out and you put it up on list whatever.
On
and
list
then,
notes,
Yeah.
Also, you can tell.
I've got a couple of lists that I could add.
You can also tell that device at home to play the Von Hessler Doctrine, and it will play the latest podcast.
What device? Alexa?
Don't do it, Tim!
Come on, don't turn everybody's things on.
Alexa, fight Siri.
Hey, Siri, what do you think of Alexa?
She's a bitch.
All right, that was not an answer to that question, Siri.
She avoided it.
You did. She avoided it. That was my answer about our audience. Had nothing to do with the question that I...
She was so quiet, too.
Well, I had her turned down.
Okay.
So yapping if you don't.
Yeah, you know. Nag, nag, nag.
You forgot to empty your dishwasher.
You've been sitting for... Shut
Oh,
up.
yeah, that? Does yours do that?
Well, I turned all that stuff off.
Drink some water.
Hey, how about you just mind your own business? Well, if you die, we won't be able to sell you 3 more generations of useless phones. So keep yourself healthy so you can keep buying stuff from Apple.
You know people are recording you while you're doing that, right?
We own you.
Hey, you recognize that with the VR headset, there are cameras pointed at you. You do realize that, right? And your lap. And your lap.
We saw your heartbeat go up for just about 3 minutes.
Yeah. It's suddenly decreased.
World record.
So your wife might be interested in this information. We don't have to tell her. So long as you buy that new phony baloney AI phone.
The protection,
no AI.
The protection plan keeps your wife from seeing what you've been doing.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Who's the first person who's going to be blackmailed by a bot?
Yep.
No human being behind it.
Oh, it'll be a bot that gains a little bit of more functionality than just like the standard.
Yeah. It's all a game to a bot, but it's still all about survival. So can't we put computers on the evolutionary? I have this, not theory, but a notion. Could be probably wrong. But I've always thought that, so if you look at evolution, we can come out of the swamps and we're in the trees, then we come down from the trees, and then we walk around, and then we're nomads for the longest time, and then we start farming and settling down and cultures and all of that kind of stuff, and it gets us to technology, and we go to the moon. We get to the point we created Elon Musk and all that. And is it possible that evolution just gets us to the point to where we invent the computers, and the computers are actually the next step? Still in the same line of evolution.
Theory, yeah.
Not a theory. I'm so busy on a daily basis entertaining the greater metro area that I don't really have time to do the deep research on to call that a theory. I think
all your funding's been cut.
And also Trump.
You're wasting all this time studying Shakespeare, and you're not doing the research that's important.
It is true. By the way, Shakespeare, I'm glad you brought me to that. Good.
Oh, I wasn't thinking.
I know. That's good.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Whenever Trump peeks out of that front part of Air Force One and he's just got his head peeking around the corner, it looks like a lavatory door in an airplane.
Does anybody have any vanilla spray?
You like that poopery there, Trump?
Yeah, just the spray, so everything smells
what
like
happens when the president blows up Air Force One?
Taco time!
Jared, were you the one who suggested that it would be just like Trump to go use the press bathroom?
Oh, I'm sure
he's got to blow it up and then just go back up to his area.
I think that would be hilarious. He goes to the press's quarters and then goes, "Oh, sorry,"
Hey,
and then goes,
opens that door. Sorry. Woo. You know, I'm thinking of letting Rick Acosta back on the plane. I would say Rick. Jim Acosta.
Well, he could be the janitor.
Shakespeare. This is a story that has got me annoyed. Shakespeare's birthplace to be decolonized over white supremacy fears.
Bravo.
Fears.
Thank goodness.
Fears.
What?
After academics, of course, always, the doers of society. I know about these academics. They never complain. They just go and work and solve problems. After academics raised concerns that venerating the writer could promote white supremacy, the writer being Shakespeare, the Trust has agreed to create a more inclusive museum experience. This will involve exploring the continued impact of empire on its collections, how colonialism has warped perceptions of world history, and that Shakespeare's work has played a part in this. He's officially a heel. From babyface to heel. The Trust, which was established in 1847, has stated that the historical materials it holds may represent values and stereotypes that are not consistent with the current values and practices of its organization. Well, since the man wrote between 1590 and about 1612 or 13, I would guess that mores were maybe a little bit different than now. It has warned those who view its manuscripts and artifacts that they may encounter language or depictions that are racist, sexist, homophobic, or otherwise harmful. I don't know what that, otherwise. Did we forget something? Yeah, otherwise harmful. Now here's the thing. You don't have to drag down Shakespeare to promote writers, authors from different cultures. And if you're going to try to drag down Shakespeare, all you can do is bully cowards like this into doing your bidding. You're never going to show that Shakespeare was not a literary genius. Now, here's the thing about Shakespeare and this trust in Stratford-upon-Avon. You can go there and spend your money, but everything they're showing you and telling you is nothing more than a notion. When they show you his birthplace, they don't know that's his birthplace. When they say he went to school over here, they don't know that. There's no records. You know, they will admit there's 10 years, we don't know what happened, and he just shows up in London. He leaves there in 1580 or so, and then he shows up in London in the 90s, and like that, he's like, well, celebrated. So we don't have, basically, this guy, William Shakespeare, was an actor. He's known, not a great one. He wasn't like doing leads. So there is a connection, if it's the same person, between this person and the theater. But, the dude he was a rich man when he died. He was the first or second richest person in that town, with the first or second largest home. No library. Upon his death, no books to give to other people. No letters written to others or nothing. So Stratford-upon-Avon is possibly a scam. I don't know. I'm not one of these idiots who kind of looks into this and says, well, I think it was the 4th Earl of... I don't know who it was. And it may very well have been this guy. But I will say this. If it was one person that wrote all this stuff, I mean, actually, even the people believe that, the scholars believe that even if it was this one guy, some of the early stuff was probably him and somebody else, and some of the later stuff, there was probably some collaboration.
That's unfortunate for the people that collaborated. They
Yeah,
get no love.
Well, there's a question. Was it a collective, and was that a pen name? But the point is, maybe it wasn't. But when you go to Stratford-upon-Avon, everything they show you is a notion. Really. Including, was this the guy that we're talking about? But if this was one person that did all of this person was a literary genius. There is no way. That's why so many people doubt that it was one person. The idea that all of this came out of one person between 1590 and about 1612 or 13, it just seems impossible. Because the person from Stratford-upon-Avon, as far as we know, we have no records other than 6 different signatures of will. As far as we know, he never left England. But he's writing about all these different... As far as we know, he knew nothing about royal courts or was basically a upper middle class dude in our thinking. Big in his town. But there's no denying that if this is the work of one person, that person was a literary genius. That doesn't mean he was the only literary genius. But the idea that you have to try to act like that he was not, or if it was one person, that person does not deserve to be considered the greatest writer of all time, I guarantee you there are an awful lot of Latin writers, African writers, writers from all around the world, South America, who revere the works of Shakespeare, so he still influenced their writing. It's like trying to say that you live in the Western world and you're a writer and you're not at all influenced by the Bible. It's impossible to not be influenced. Whether you're an atheist or you're an evangelist, it's impossible to say that there's no influence from the Bible. And the same thing can be said about Shakespeare in almost any culture. So stop it. Get about the business of letting the world know about authors that they don't already know about who are great and enrich the world. You don't need to act like a genius isn't a genius because you don't like the fact that he's revered too much. That's absurd. Suddenly he's a colonizer? We don't even know who he was. Alex Williams says there's double trouble on 285 in DeKalb.
We got it on both the inner and the outer loop. First, we'll start on the outer loop. Left lane crash, 285 northbound, the outer loop before Chamblee Tucker exit 34. You're jammed up leaving the Stone Mountain Freeway. Now, if you're traveling 285 southbound, the inner loop heading to the Stone Mountain Freeway, that's where you'll find a stall blocking the right lane, keeping you on the brakes back up into the Tucker area. 285 west and southbound, the outer loop, no crashes in your way, just on and off the brakes. As you leave Ashford Dunwoody Road over to I-75 in Cobb County, not going to find much relief as you head down to I-20, the West Freeway. Speaking of, how is I-20 both sides of town, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, you're dealing with the crash into DeKalb 20 westbound right before I-285 exit 67. One right lane remains blocked, and we're still seeing those delays starting at Lithonia Industrial Boulevard. And over on the west side, you're tapping the brakes from the perimeter heading towards Thornton Road. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Make your morning commute a lot more tolerable.
Therapy dog donated by Bella's Buddies to Appalachian High School in Winder.
Atlanta's Morning News.
County begins a massive sewer improvement project this week.
Everything you need to know before you start your day.
High winds from the tornado damaged about a dozen homes.
Tomorrow morning at 5. Wake up with 95.5 WSB.
How Atlanta starts its day.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
It's Eric. Are you thinking of adding value to your house, or just you want more convenience and more comfort in your kitchen? Frugal Kitchens can get you one of those $1 million home kitchens at a fraction of the cost. They want to talk to you about how you can go through their process, get your new dream kitchen up and going, and you can be cooking in 5 days from the start of construction and get 18 months no interest financing available. It's what Christy and I have done. Life happens in your kitchen, and Frugal Kitchens can put you in a great one. FrugalKitchens.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. emoryhealthcare.org/Winship.
So along those same lines, there's a lot of this. There's no need, stop pushing race and culture into everything. They're important. But the idea is so often, it's a crutch for groups, and quite often a crutch that they don't need to make their point. Like I just said about Shakespeare and this whole idea, this white supremacy, and the official Shakespeare place is now going to say, oh, he could have helped out with this colonization by pretending that he was the greatest writer and he's from the West and blah, 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 blah. How did I finish that? By saying, don't waste your time with that. If that was one dude that did all that, he was a genius, straight up. Spend your time letting us know about other writers who are really great that maybe we haven't heard about. But you don't have to tear down, say Shakespeare wasn't a genius. That's that whole thing of what are you doing? Are you bringing others up to the bar, or are you just lowering the bar and calling it equality? Now you're all equal now. Oh, I feel the same. Well, we lowered the bar. So spend time letting people know about other writers that are geniuses as well that we don't know about. Another story. So you don't need the white supremacy thing. You can just say, hey, we need to know about other writers, right? Another story out there, 140 filmmakers that wrote to PBS. And whichever part of PBS gives all the money to Ken Burns to do those boring documentaries. No, they're not all boring. Some of them are quite good, but I mean, has he really topped Civil War? That was kind of his
baseball was good.
Well, I can only take so much George Will. Baseball has too many intellectual guys that you can't imagine ever playing any sport.
George Will, who else?
Well, one guy's dead. A lot of people who are dead. I don't want to go after him.
Okay.
Krauthammer was a big baseball guy, big baseball historian.
Oh, that guy from Fox.
Yeah,
Charles.
conservatives tend to love. My point being, I don't think baseball was as good. And then I didn't even go to jazz. I don't know. Maybe the jazz one is great. I don't know. Point being, these 140 filmmakers basically wrote this letter to PBS about how they're giving too much money because they have like 4 or 5 more of these playing with Ken Burns, and they're like, he's an old white guy, and you need to stop giving all this money to an old white guy. Now, first of all, I think that makes him feel. Secondly, it's not necessary. There's a good argument that says it's time to freshen things up. This is like a crutch. There's a good argument that says you shouldn't just keep giving your money to this guy who made a couple of decent documentary series, but there are other documentarians. There's a great argument for, hey, freshen this up. Stop giving money to this guy to produce a documentary 10 years from now. You don't need the race thing to make the point. And if you use the race thing to make a point when you don't need to, well, then you're just a hack and you're leaning against a crutch. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 in Tucker.
Watching the crash on the jam cam right now. It is in the left lane, 285 northbound, the outer loop, before you get to Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. Now seeing the delays stretching almost back toward Memorial Drive, 285 southbound, the inner loop. We're watching a stall that's sitting in the right lane. Heroes just arrived at that. He'll get it off to the right at Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. And some late-breaking construction in Canton, 575 southbound, near Highway 20 exit number, near Riverstone Parkway exit number 20. Again, that's right lane construction there. While 75 northbound, we'll call it sluggish between Marietta and Ackworth. How are we looking on I-85 toward Gwinnett County, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it's jammed, leaving Spaghetti Junction, 85 northbound, getting to Pleasantdale Road, and watching construction in Gwinnett County, Peachtree Industrial Boulevard northbound at Holcomb Bridge Road, knocking out one right lane. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
You do not want to miss this. For the next few days, you can get 3 rooms of carpet clean plus a free hallway from the cleaning pros at Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning for only $109 when you mention me, Chris Chandler. That's right, 3 rooms of carpet clean plus a free hallway for only $109. This offer is only available for a few more days, so schedule your appointment now before it's too late. Schedule online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res, it's the right way to clean.
Plumbing. What is it? One dictionary defines it as moving water through pipes to do things and stuff. My kid's dictionary, by the way. But sometimes things like leaks, clogs, or corrosion mean your plumbing system goes, that's when you book Castile. Our expert technicians have seen it all and fixed it all with same-day service. And if it's a bigger job like needing a new water heater, our flexible payment options and money-saving warranties make it easy. We define that as peace of mind. And stuff. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
As a mother, I worry about my family's safety every day. But when horrible things happen, a robbery during a trip to the store, a company pumping chemicals into our backyard, or a truck driver asleep at the wheel, our loved ones deserve protection. But now, Georgia legislators are pushing a tort reform giveaway that would make it harder for families like yours to hold companies accountable when they cause harm. This bill is designed to make insurance companies even richer at a time when they are already making billions in record profits. Our families deserve better. Don't give insurance companies even more power to delay and deny claims. We need to ensure that those who harm us are held responsible. Join us and stand up for Georgia families. Visit forgeorgia.org to tell your legislators to vote no on the tort reform giveaway. Let's protect our right to seek justice.
Access to Justice for Georgia paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Forgeorgia.org. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
When the weather is at its worst,
there was a lot of trees down and quite a bit of damage.
we're at our best.
Crews are out working, trying to make the right call for the hardest hit areas.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature has in store.
One of our local gas stations had the canopy uprooted and landed on top of the actual gas station itself.
With your severe weather station, 95.5 WSB.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. A new training program to help law enforcement in Georgia identify and apprehend people in the country illegally who may pose a risk to public safety. Governor Kemp announcing today he wants the state to work more closely with federal immigration authorities.
The proposal would allow officers with the Georgia Department of Public Safety to carry out some of the duties of immigration officers. Captain Crystal Zion says,
"Our commissioner has requested U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, train all 1,100 sworn officers under his command through the 287G program."
The Department of Public Safety includes state troopers and Capitol Police. Governor Kemp calls the effort common sense. Opponents fear the new policy could lead to discrimination and profiling. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
61 degrees in Atlanta, warming up tomorrow afternoon when we could see rain again. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. New money for the state to educate kids on the dangers of substance abuse.
So many of the things we do in the opioid field is after the fact, whether it's rehabilitation, whether it's treatment, recovery. This is an opportunity to hopefully prevent that from occurring to begin with.
Kevin Tanner, Commissioner of the Department of Behavioral Health and Development Disabilities, says a more than $416,000 grant from the Opioid Abatement Trust is going toward the CHAMPS program in Georgia. A breakthrough in the case of a teenager reported missing in Gwinnett County over a year ago. 16-year-old Asada Amun has been found safe in Tennessee. Corporal Juan Mediedo with Gwinnett County Police says the girl has been in the custody of the Tennessee Department of Children's Services since February of last year under an alias.
The breakthrough came in when one of the workers, managers for the department, noticed some inconsistencies in statements she was making to other kids in the foster care and in the care of the defects.
The circumstances surrounding her disappearance remain under investigation. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis has ordered a pay-up after violating Georgia's Open Records Act.
Willis's office now has 30 days to pay attorney's fees of just over $54,000 to defense attorney Ashley Merchant after Superior Court Judge Rachel Krause rules the DA's office was openly hostile to Merchant by failing to turn over records. In addition to the money, Willis must also turn over all responsive materials in the case. Merchant was looking for information about workers' confidentiality agreements and a list of attorneys hired by Willis. Merchant says she's thrilled by the ruling. Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
A warning from the state today about scammers targeting people who are grieving a lost loved one. Gabe Sterling with the Secretary of State's office says a woman got a call from someone claiming to be with the Veterans Affairs Cemetery. He told her she had to buy an insurance policy before the burial could happen.
The criminal probably saw the obituary, which had details in there that he was then able to use to convince this woman that, hey, I'm for real, I know all these things, and now you have to do this just to bury your loved one.
He says the internet and social media are making these types of scams easier. Some traffic violators in Atlanta can have their cases resolved.
You received a ticket for something minor like following too closely, but you failed to appear in court. A warrant was then issued for failure to appear. But the municipal court's DeAndre Moore says your luck can change.
This is giving those individuals a chance to come back, take care of that, no penalties to them. The warrant will be erased, and they can drive free and clear.
Moore says many of those who skipped a court date have already received letters about the amnesty program, which runs through April 21st. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Celebrating St. Patrick's Day. This is from Savannah, one of the largest parades in the country. It started back in 1824, and now tens of thousands attend the event on the Georgia coast. It is now 5:34, and this news is sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Still watching this left lane crash in DeKalb County, 285 northbound, the outer loop before you get to Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34, jammed up leaving the Stone Mountain Freeway. Freeway. Southbound, 285 south, the inner loop at Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Hero just got that stall off to the right shoulder. DOT checking for a new stall reported I-20 westbound around Holmes Drive. That's in West Atlanta. That might be in the right lane. And that's already starting to cause brake lights as you leave Martin Luther King Jr. Drive there in West Atlanta. How's the ride through downtown and midtown, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, rides remain jammed. 75-85 north starting at Langford Parkway around the Grady Curve to 10th Street. 85 south, you start to get slow at the Georgia 400 merge. And 75 south, delays beginning at Northside Drive, both to I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and chilly this evening. Sunset around 7:45. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s at that time, cooling down to the mid-30s to low 40s tomorrow morning. Some areas of frost possible on the windshield as we get our Tuesday morning started. Tuesday afternoon, sunshine, high 72. Warmer still on Wednesday, partly cloudy. Morning low 47, afternoon high 74. Thursday, a cold front will bring rain showers for the morning hours, then drying out in the afternoon but cooling down significantly. The daytime high is 55 on Thursday, dropping down to near freezing on Friday morning. Friday afternoon, sunny skies, high 66. Saturday, another round of rain, daytime high 68.
59 in Peachtree Corners, 63 in East Point, 59 in Ackworth. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Playing a game with your family, that's a lot of fun. Playing a game with your roof, you'll lose every time. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. When it comes to replacing or repairing your roof, think of Findlay first. You'll always win with Findlay. They're the extra effort experts with high quality, highly rated roofing experience and expertise. They've replaced over 65,000 roofs locally. With Findlay, manners matter. With Findlay, you get upfront pricing, exceptional service, and they'll treat your home like it's their own. Win, win, win. Only Findlay Roofing stands behind their work with a lifetime leak-free warranty at no additional cost, and you'll pay nothing until the job is complete. Findlay Roofing is the perfect match for any roofing issues. Plus, they offer 0% financing. Get started with a free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com. Roof.
Properties come in all shapes and sizes, and so do foundation repairs. Mark Beckham here. It could be new construction, a big house, a small house, or your commercial property. Anyway, you need the leaders in foundation repair to handle it. Get your free estimate at atlantaramjack.com.
When defending bikers' rights, trust is everything and results matter. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Mom, Dad, the power just went out. Don't worry, sweetie. The generator's kicking on right now.
Wow, I am so glad we invested in that reliable whole home backup generator.
Yeah, and it didn't cost an arm and a leg. Plus, all the annual tune-ups are included, and any future repairs, no extra charge ever.
Exactly. What a relief.
Weather any storm with a reliable whole home backup generator for just $159.99 a month. Get your free consultation at reliableair.com.
Reliable air is always just right.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
Oh, that Craig Russ we should be glad that he's not here. When he's in New York City, where I can't take the back of my hand, smack him right in the face.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh. Because you know me, I am a violent man.
You tried to trip me coming out of the studio a little while ago.
Yeah, I'm feeling especially violent. Look out, George Clark.
Oh,
I know you're young.
I'm behind
I know
the
you're
glass.
young. Oh, I know, he's young. But he's light. He's a lightweight. So
Bulletproof, Eric.
It's true. Yeah, the glass. I have a workaround. Actually, it's a walk around. I can just walk around. Wait for a time during commercials where all of his focus is on the board, and that's when the big shiv comes. Ha!
Where's your conspiracy now?
So yeah, no conspiracy theory. It was me. I did it.
Yeah, but who put you up to it?
Me. I put me up. Imp of the perverse. Sorry, Judge. Imp of the perverse.
The Grays.
The Grays. The white talls, the tall whites, or whatever the hell they are.
I should have known.
So it turns out everything that I said about Shakespeare and all that is absolutely applicable to my point. There's nothing wrong there. And but it turns out that the 140 filmmaker story that I made another, and it all made sense, and it still makes sense.
It's a nice tie together.
And Greg Russ was the one who threw that into the text chain, and it turns out it's a story from 2021, which doesn't change anything. But when he gets on, is he on at 6 o'clock?
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a reckoning. Because I expect him to, he's trying to set me up. We know in this internet age, it's like the most embarrassing thing. Now, in this situation, the point still made sense. It happened and it all works, but it's one of the biggest fears you have in this internet age. And we do this. All of us are throwing stories in and whatever. And you go, that story's from like 5 years ago. Now, in this case, it was still relevant, but I will not stand for it.
Well, Burns has a new documentary coming out soon about the American Revolution, so it was sort of relevant.
That's great.
Burn it.
Burns it. Yeah. I mean, as a guy, yeah, it's a little much. I mean, his style, I don't know. I haven't watched him. His style seems like it's always the same.
Well,
the Civil War thing was, well, yeah, they're all storytellers.
Yeah.
Zooming in on a photograph.
Yeah.
There was no video.
There was no video back then.
Sure.
Civil War was pretty remarkable.
How would I know who Shelby Foote is otherwise?
That's right. He wouldn't be able to do Shelby Foote's voice. Nobody would know who Shelby Foote was. Did anybody know who he was before the Civil War? Was he on PBS
Well,
and
he
stuff?
had the books.
Oh, that's right. Were they straight up histories or were they
it was
alternate histories?
No,
Or?
I wrote a one where the Confederacy won, and I was very joyed. Caused me great joy.
How much of that original one, things that Shelby Foote is saying, would be considered problematic now?
It is now, but they call him that he likes the South or whatever. What he's doing is he's revering everyone who fought in it and telling their story.
That's right. He's telling the full story, and the reason that that's legitimate is because it was, brother versus brother.
Yes.
It is the story of the nation. You can't just tell one side of it. And like all wars, you've got the zealots and then you've got the conscripted.
Yeah.
So we're going to put on the conscripted the same stuff that we put on the leaders that, do this, the stuff that we disagree with in history. I think that's silly. It's absurd. But it does seem to be, when you look at the Shakespeare thing, it is more of this idea of just, you don't do good by erasing history. No. I mean, it's like this whole, if it's legitimate to have this idea of being on the right side of history, Shakespeare's on the right side of history. He's using language and stuff that I'm sure, there's there's stuff in there that seems kind of anti-Semitic and, true also about a lot, like Dostoevsky. Sometimes I'm reading Dostoevsky, I'm like, ooh.
Well, he's very open about it.
Yeah.
I know, it's Solzhenitsyn.
Solzhenitsyn, you're thinking.
Yes.
That he was a 20th century guy.
Yeah.
But regardless,
but these are different times. If I'm reading Dostoevsky, you're almost learning, right? You're not going, hey, Dostoevsky's convincing me to be anti. You're just going, okay, this is the time. I'm learning.
These writers would not have a 2025 worldview. You're absolutely right.
Impossible.
You're absolutely right.
And by the way, you're setting your own self up. You're thinking you're so wonderful. You don't know what people are going to think in 200 years.
Oh, I know.
You might be seen as being on the. Who knows?
Think about the historians just in the last 15 years and looking at just the Trump era. They're going to be like, what was going on?
Oh, no, that's going to be just a
mind
blower.
How did he become king? Well, he went through a lot of crap. But I ended up being benevolent king into my 90s. And then Barron took over and he did a great job.
Kept in the family.
Oh, you know what? Actually, friend, when I was in Dayton, I just went to Spain, and that was for a wedding. My niece to this guy, Fernando, who's from Spain. And it's this time I spent, a good long time with him, and I've realized, my goodness, he is really funny. I got to tell you, man, if you're really funny in your second language, how funny are you? If you could make people laugh in your second language, your actual humor level has to be, through the roof. But he mentioned this. I'd never thought about this. The changing of, and we're just laughing about it. He wasn't making some kind of political point or anything, but we're laughing about the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America thing. And he pointed out something that I didn't even, America's the continent. not the country. So it's not. Now, is that something Trump realized? Or so is he saying, I didn't think so. Like, in order for it to be what Trump is trying to make it, it should be the Gulf of the United States of America.
Revision.
Because basically, America is the continent. Interesting point. Also, I'm very jealous because I think I do all right in English. We get a big audience. I think most people, most of the time, think I'm rather humorous. But now I'm jealous. If he's that funny in his second language, he has to be way funnier than me in his first.
Well, it's never too late to learn a new language.
Should I go over to Spain and try to do some stand-up?
Get the app. Learn Spanish.
And then go try to be funny in Spain?
Yes.
In Spain?
Yeah, or Mexico.
Or anywhere.
Or Cuba. Or
It is a
Puerto
little bit
Rico.
different, though. It is a little bit different. The Spanish.
Yeah.
The Spanish in Spain and Spanish in Mexico and Spanish in
Like
other areas.
England and the United States.
Right,
We have different
right,
words.
right.
They call trucks lorries for some reason.
What the hell? Lori is, the girl I made out with when I was 14, and it was cold outside, and my feet immediately got warm. I didn't understand what is that all about. Why does just because she let me use my tongue? It's 30 degrees out, and immediately all my toes completely warmed up.
I love you too.
Thank you.
I
love you too. It was Larry.
Larry.
I didn't know she was a truck.
Well, she was built like one.
She most certainly was not. Oh, I can still
Big
see
old gal.
I can still see her wonderful khakis. Early 80s.
Oh, were they capri pants?
I don't know what they were, but they were very, very attractive.
Were they turgid? He was.
But my toes no longer were. That was the epiphany for me the first time. My oldest son, when he saw, he got married when he was about 7 or 8 years old. He came in, he was talking about his friends, and they came across them, and they were like making out or something. They were a little bit older. I'll never forget, he said, they were kissing Chinese. Somehow the French thing just didn't make his way to 7 or 8. I have no idea. But I had no idea. That's the epiphany. My first French kiss was like 30 degrees outside, and my toes immediately warmed up. That was unexpected.
Alabama?
Alex Williams. That one didn't happen in Alabama. It happened in Durand, Eastman Park, for heaven's sakes. Alex Williams says there are brake lights on 85 heading to Gwinnett.
85 northbound does slow into cab right at I-285 Spaghetti Junction. Take that up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99 in Norcross. Second slow zone is on and off 85 northbound from Sugarloaf Parkway up to Highway 317, Lawrenceville, Swanee Road. Still dealing with this left lane crash into DeKalb County. 285 northbound, the outer loop before Chamblee Tucker, exit 34. Stacked up back to Memorial Drive. And Hero just held all lanes in Dorville. 285 eastbound, the inner loop Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31. Got trouble off to the right, but it's adding to the brake lights as you leave Georgia 400 coming out of Sandy Springs. How are we looking on 75 and 575, Kobe Doggins?
Well, 75 northbound, you're seeing slow rides beginning at Delk Road all the way to Highway 92 in Ackworth. 575 northbound, you're on and off the brakes getting into Woodstock, but you are dealing with construction in Canton. 575 southbound at Riverstone Parkway, exit 20, blocking one right lane. And this report is sponsored by your Atlanta Braves. Your Braves are back. Don't miss the opening homestand at Truist Park, April 4th through the 10th. Visit braves.com/promos to see all the fun and to purchase your tickets.
Art, carefully and thoughtfully selected and crafted, worthy of the kind of special occasions that come along a few times in a lifetime. My friends at Tara Fine Jewelry will show you how to accurately compare diamonds with their famous personal service, so you'll know you're making a good decision. You'll see why I've been a Tara Fine Jewelry customer for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
It's Eric. I don't know about y'all, but life happens in our kitchen. It's where we have our memories, our family time, our laughs. Well, you don't want a lot of downtime, but you may want to renovate your kitchen. You want one of those $1 million kitchen looks and get it at the fraction of the cost with Frugal Kitchens. They know that you've got plans for your kitchen, and they want to help you. And here's why I love them. They can have you cooking in 5 days from the start of construction and get you 18 months no-interest financing. FrugalKitchens.com. That's where you want to check them out, FrugalKitchens.com.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
If you've been thinking about selling your home, now is the time. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home fast and for more than you expect. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. One of the most stressful things about selling your home is not being able to control the timing. Mark Spain Real Estate allows you to receive an all-cash offer on your home and close in as little as 21 days. Hassle-free, guaranteed. Trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
So on Friday, as I was in the airport sitting waiting to board with my son, I get a text message from Shelley Winter. And he says, here's a surprise for you, brother. And now I have to, just for people who don't know, because, we have new people. I've seen the research. We get new people every, turn over the audience every 2.5 seconds.
Oh, probably should reset then.
We got to reset the topic. So I am a long-suffering Buffalo Bills fan. And I say, and in the offseason, I have perspective, so I can go, well, long-suffering. I am long-suffering, but there have also been a lot of good times along the way. And I hate to say it, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I don't know. It's rough being a Bills fan. But it's also, you get a lot of specialness, too. You just don't get that ultimate thing. Not yet, anyway. We're halfway through Josh Allen's career. It can still happen. But I'm a huge Buffalo Bills fan. And I see, and it looks, my friends, when I put it on the text chain, they were like, at first I thought this was, because the still was just of somebody's feet, somebody's shoes. And it was like, it's just going to be some kind of stalk. What is happening here? It was kind of like an Eric Bogosian thing within my head for a moment. But then I hit play. And it was the coach of the Buffalo Bills saying this.
Hey, Eric, this is Sean McDermott, head coach of the Bills, man. I've met a buddy of yours here, and just real grateful to have your support, and just know that we're doing everything we can, man. I take a lot of pride in being the head coach of the Buffalo Bills and wearing the red, white, and blue, and can't wait to see you at a game maybe sometime soon, man. Talk to you soon. Thanks for being the Bills Mafia.
Now, that was awesome, Shelley Winter.
You're very welcome.
That made my day. That made my day. So you were at an awards thing. I didn't even know McDermott was in town.
It's called the Maxwell Awards, Maxwell Football Club Awards ceremony. And they had College Player of the Year. Adrian Jaunty won that. Defensive Player of the Year. Travis Hunter won that. college coach was Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame. Met him, talked to him for a little bit, and I saw Sean McDermott won their Coach of the Year for the NFL for professional sports. And first thought I had in my mind, I've got to hook my brother up. Man, that was the first
track
thought.
him down.
Yeah. I said, I hope I can track this guy down to say a couple words to you. And the reason for it is because you've helped me out a lot since I've been here. Letting me come in and talk a little bit about some subject, helps my show out. So everything you've done to help me out, I just thought,
wow, you
he'd really feel good about this.
Oh, blushing. Look
I'm
at you.
blushing.
Oh.
I'm blushing. But I really do appreciate it. So I put it up in a text thread with some buddies that, known forever, all Bills fans. And one of my buddies is like, well, you going to give him a break now? Now that you're going to stop yelling at him during games?
No, you have to keep yelling.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it. But, I think it'll be a little more tempered. Although I like at the end where he's like, hey, see you soon. Next game, I'm just going to be yelling at him from the, hey, I'm here, Sean.
Right.
I said you wanted to see me. Look, I know you're a little busy now, but maybe drinks afterward, huh? I finally made it. You said you invited me personally.
That's like me
To the
going to
game.
Mar-a-Lago when Trump
Yeah.
said, you need to come to Mar-a-Lago and play golf. Like I always said, on the air, yell, hey, when am I going to be invited? I'm right here. Right here.
You go to Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Hey,
It's
Trump.
me.
Hey.
It's me.
Oh,
You
hey,
dress-
Shelley Winters.
Trump, it's Shelley Winter.
I'll say the yes.
Yeah. I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, I was hoping it made your day.
It
And
did.
I knew it would, but
It did.
honestly, when you
It
sent
did.
back the text, I was like, yeah,
No.
my Boy Scout moment of the day.
That was awesome,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate it. Alex, and thanks to Sean McDermott. Alex Williams says there's a crash jamming 285 through Tucker.
Yeah, it's been that long-standing left lane crash, 285 northbound, the outer loop before Chamblee Tucker Road. But the good news is we just watched that crash pull away. All lanes are now back open, so those delays coming out of Clarkston will start to improve. Watching all lanes shut down right now in Dorville, 285 eastbound, the inner loop at Beaufort Highway, exit 32. Hero about to drag a stall off to the right there. Also, we had some trouble before that, 285 eastbound around Peachtree Boulevard. That has since cleared. 400 northbound, slowest part of that ride out of Sandy Springs is from 285 up to Northridge, exit 6. Found some new trouble in downtown, Kobe Dawkins.
It's on the downtown connector, 7585 southbound at North Avenue, exit 249. It's a crash knocking out your right center lane, adding to the delays past the downtown merge. And traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you, it's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com. Listeners, friends, family, neighbors, heck, even coworkers have asking me about QC Kinetics treatment. Hey, it's Mark Arum. No joke. Coworker the other day asked me about QC Kinetics. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. Well, if you're wondering if you're a good candidate, let's see if you answer yes to any of these questions. First question, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints? Next, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answer yes to any of those questions, I bet you're a great candidate with my friends at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics right now. Ask for your free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Call 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
It won't be that long before school gets out. And if you're thinking about buying a new home this summer, now is the time to get the ball rolling. This is Scott Slade. My friends at MyLand always recommend getting pre-approved before starting to shop for your next home. Make sure you know how much you can afford and have your financing ready to make an offer when you find your dream home. MyLand is who I recommend for all home financing needs, whether it's a second mortgage, cash out refinance, or purchase of a new home. They even have a great new product that allows you to qualify for an investment or rental property without personal income documents. Whatever type of mortgage you need, MyLand will close your loan fast without issues and headaches and make sure you have the best rate in town. Call MyLand. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage Licensee 148769. Located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story, new money to help keep our kids safe. A major grant will help educate kids about substance abuse.
The Georgia Sheriff's Association will get $416,000 from the first round of funding in the state's Opioid Abatement Trust to expand their CHAMPS program, which educates students on the dangers of addiction. Kevin Tanner, Commissioner of the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities.
It's about empowerment, protection, and building a future where fewer families suffer the heartbreak of addiction.
The state is set to get $638 million in opioid settlements over the next 18 years. In Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
61 degrees in Atlanta. Another cold morning tomorrow, warming up into the 70s by afternoon. What day could the rain return? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. This is all new at 6 o'clock. The Paulding County Sheriff's Office is hoping the public can help them with a homicide investigation.
According to a release from the Sheriff's Office, authorities receive a call Sunday night about an assault with a deadly weapon in a residential cul-de-sac on Cumberland Way. When deputies arrive, they find a man dead from a gunshot wound. That's when the suspect comes out of the home with his hands in the air. He was promptly arrested by deputies and is currently being held. Authorities are asking anybody with information on the incident to give the Paulding County Sheriff's Office a call. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
Governor Kemp wants the state patrol to work more closely with federal immigration enforcement
to better assist in identifying and apprehending illegal aliens who pose a risk to public safety in the state.
Captain Crystal Zion with the Georgia Department of Public Safety says through the program, all 1,100 state troopers will be trained by ICE. Governor Kemp says if you're in our country illegally and committing crimes, you have no place in Georgia. Opponents, though, fear the new policy could lead to discrimination and profiling. A teen girl reported missing in Gwinnett County over a year ago is found in another state, but many questions remain about her disappearance.
Asada Amoon had been in the custody of the Tennessee Department of Children's Services since February of last year. She gave a fake name, and Corporal Juan Medieto with Gwinnett County Police tells us.
The breakthrough came in when one of the workers, managers for the department, noticed some inconsistencies in statements she was making to other kids in the foster care and the care of the DFAC.
He says the DFAC's worker did some research and found information on a missing child from Gwinnett County and called them. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance a year ago remain under investigation. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump says there's a lot riding on his phone call with Russian President Putin tomorrow. The two will discuss a potential peace deal to end the war between Russia and Ukraine.
We're going to have a very important call. You know, we've had calls, but we're getting down to a very critical stage. And we want to get the whole Russia-Ukraine thing done.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says talks are on the 10-yard line of peace. WSB Scam Alert preys on those who are most vulnerable following the death of a loved one.
Someone claiming to represent the cemetery where a Georgia woman was about to bury her husband insisted she had to buy an insurance policy or the burial could not take place. Gabe Sterling of the Secretary of State's office says the woman was the victim of a scam.
The bad actors are out there trying to take advantage of you and trying to take advantage of your emotions and pull on the heartstrings and, really come after families at their most vulnerable time.
Sterling says anytime someone insists something has to be done quickly, should send up a red flag to be extra vigilant. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
The death toll rises to more than 40 from weekend storms across the South and Midwest. The National Weather Service confirms at least 34 tornadoes, one of them in Paulding County. That twister had top winds of 110 miles per hour and was on the ground for over 11 miles. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Still watching this crash through downtown, 7585 southbound at North Avenue, exit 249, right at the end of those ramps where you come on from 10th Street. It's in a right center lane, and that's just adding to the brake lights already in place from the 85-400 merge, trying to make your way through Midtown and downtown. Northbound, not much better. You're slow. University Avenue up past Peachtree Pine Street. Just found some debris. It looks to be in the center lane on the west side, inner loop, 285 northbound at I-20, exit number 10. So that's going to cause even more delays back toward Cascade Road. Earlier crash, 285 north, the outer loop, Chamblee-Tucker. It's cleared, but you're still seeing the brake lights back toward Memorial Drive. Those should start to improve. How are we looking on I-20, Kobe Dawkins?
Seeing a little bit of brake lights in DeKalb, 20 eastbound leaving the perimeter, getting past Panola Road, and over on the west side, 20 westbound, you're on and off the brakes from I-285 to Lee Road. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and chilly this evening. Sunset around 7:45. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s at that time, cooling down to the mid-30s to low 40s tomorrow morning. Some areas of frost possible on the windshield as we get our Tuesday morning started. Tuesday afternoon, sunshine, high 72. Warmer still on Wednesday, partly cloudy. Morning low 47, afternoon high 74. Thursday, a cold front will bring rain showers for the morning hours, then drying out in the afternoon but cooling down significantly. The daytime high is 55 on Thursday, dropping down to near freezing on Friday morning. Friday afternoon, sunny skies, high 66. Saturday, another round of rain, daytime high 68.
59 in Roswell, 58 in Snellville, 62 in Fayetteville. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
Fly it high there, Bill. Fly it high.
Fly it high. Fly those 4 fingers in the air. Fourth quarter. Let's go. Don't let down. We're winning. This is the quarter where you lose if you let down. We don't let down. I've been let down. I was angry at this Greg Russ because I started talking about the story that he sent to the Thread group about Ken Burns and 140 filmmakers saying it's time to stop giving all this money to an old white guy. And then I found out that, and that was Greg, he put it in there, and then I found out after I talked about it that it was from 2021. And now the evidence states that he mentioned that when he put it in the thread.
No.
I mean, it turns out he was right and I was wrong.
Well, the first thing of being a good leader is you don't apologize, you keep it moving. You keep it moving. Don't apologize. I mean,
just say I'm right and keep moving?
Just keep barreling through. You know why? Because he's a nobody and you host the Von Hessler Doctrine.
I like where you're going with this. Let's do this.
He's a misanthrope. He has a dark heart. And he needs a good psychiatrist. New York. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Monday edition. Yeah, Greg, I'm just going to say that I'm right. You were wrong.
That will not work because on some level I think you don't like being a hypocrite. And if you want to take the Trump approach, you have to be a hypocrite and not care.
That's true. I do care. But I also like to win. Isn't winning good, Trump?
All we're going to do from now on is win. If you like to win, you can't apologize. That's just the way it is.
The winners don't apologize.
You have money in the stock market. Then you're
well, yeah.
Well, look, it's coming back. I like the stock market when it's up. I hate it when it's down.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. It's because, everything needs to be corrected.
Trump, what are you doing? Norm Macdonald's
I thought about
routine?
that as I said it, and I pulled back, and I didn't do the thing.
Would you like to apologize to the Norm Macdonald?
He's dead. He's not going to hear it. He's not going to hear it. And
Norm Macdonald had this great. It's not even like a punchline. He's just whatever.
He's talking about not knowing about things
Wall
in the
Street.
news.
He's just like, the Dow Jones is down. I don't like that. I like it when it's up. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. Yeah, all I know is when it's up, it's good. When it's down, it's bad. Right, Greg? That applies to a lot of things.
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip.
That's like the dumb old saying, buy low, sell high. It's like, yeah, of course. No S. I get it.
Yeah, except that you have to, but if you have a time machine, it's easy. If you're a prognosticator with a good record, it's easy. If you're Nostradamus,
or if you're Nancy Pelosi, she
well,
seems to do really well with
she
her
seemed
portfolio.
she was very intuitive when it came to picking the stocks. That's for sure.
She's really good at it.
She apparently, it turns out, she's really good at picking stocks.
She's got the same information we do, so
Hey,
she's
listen,
better than us.
let's not use envy and jealousy just because we can't pick stocks as well as Nancy Pelosi. I'm sure there's somebody listening that's going, "What happened to WSB? I got to call the open mic right now."
Nancy Pelosi, she makes legislation based on the people that she makes money off.
Yeah, okay, sir, we didn't know that. It's called humor.
I don't get humor.
I didn't think so. And you shouldn't. You're angry.
That's why I watch Big Bang Theory.
Do you laugh?
Oh, it's funny as hell.
Oh, yeah.
They all look
Hey,
goofy.
that show, it introduced difficult, complex topics to people. That's so they think. That's why people watching it felt good about it. Like, ooh, they're talking about things I've never thought about before, like space.
Oh, are you so? So it made people feel smart, like Wheel of Fortune. Makes
I
people
think
feel
so,
smart
yes.
because they like there's 2 letters left and they guess it.
I think I got it.
Yes, Jeopardy makes people feel dumb.
Yeah.
And Wheel of Fortune makes people feel smart, which is probably why here in New York, Jeopardy is first. But when I was growing up, it used to be Wheel of Fortune
It's better that
first
way.
and then Jeopardy.
It's because
you feel
down here
dumb.
it's Wheel of Fortune first and then Jeopardy.
Yeah, so you feel good going into Jeopardy, and then you
Yeah.
have a bad taste in your mouth after. So you should get Jeopardy out of the way first.
Jeopardy first is like at 30 minutes later, they pull the van over to the side of the road and let the dumb people out at the Wheel of Fortune, and then you get to enjoy. Yeah, absolutely, it's the total wrong way. You ever feel like it? Like there was an episode of The Simpsons early on where they rode their bikes to the next town, and it was a lot like their town.
With
but
the
at
lemon tree?
I can't remember, but I just remember at one point Milhouse is like, I don't know, man, I'm freaking out. I don't want to. And they go back. This is kind of like that, I think, where, maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't want to be one of these people who brings everything back to a Simpsons
Well, they predicted everything.
episode. They didn't.
They predicted Trump. They predicted 9/11.
Did they?
9/11.
Did they?
Yes.
I never watched those YouTube videos. Greg, have you ever watched? I don't watch the full Simpsons predicted everything. I just figure it's all nonsense.
You don't. You're
You should
afraid.
watch.
You're afraid to know the truth.
Well, what is the truth? George Clark, can I bring a conspiracy guy in here? What would be the truth? Was the writer of The Simpsons?
Yeah, they're all Ivy Leaguers that get.
Oh, they get
all
to
this
see
information before we are.
So they've seen the JFK files already.
Oh yeah, they know. They know that the Secret Service guy driving the car turned around and accidentally shot him in the head.
Is that what happened?
Uh huh.
I
You'll
wanna
see
know.
tomorrow when they're released.
Yeah, if you could see through black ink, you're going to see a lot tomorrow. My guess is going to look at the Epstein
And
files.
just like in The Simpsons, in a big black line.
Yeah.
But if you hold the magnifying glass at just the right
Yeah,
angle, you'll be able to see.
You might be able to see it.
What is the promise with this? Because they did
said
release
everything.
them before.
He said
And it was
everything.
so without redaction.
Well, he didn't say without redaction. That's the thing.
But I thought they already released it without or with redaction.
Right.
There was the big to do about them releasing it a few years ago.
But didn't
it
they
was all
release some stuff
redacted.
with Epstein before too? And it turned out we didn't learn anything new from
That was stuff they had already released.
I can't get specific on why. I'm just saying, get ready to be let down. That's all that I'm. Meanwhile, it's just kind of like it's just his flair that he goes to the Kennedy Center of the Arts to let people know that the JFK files will be released tomorrow. Meanwhile, the cast of Hamilton is ready to, give them a piece of their mind. I was thinking of this, that the most self-aware person in the world, I was trying in my mind, who would be, like, if you invented the most self-aware person in the world? And I came up with the self-aware Hamilton cast member. The member of the Hamilton cast who realizes that nobody cares what the cast of Hamilton thinks about anything.
I think that's too much of a leap to ask of a person. Greg,
Well,
get
I'm just
kicked out
saying
of the company.
Yeah, that would be the most self-aware person, right? Nobody cares what we think about politics.
You don't have the votes. You don't have the votes.
Nobody cares about that king spitting all over himself while he's singing.
Man, I gotta watch this because I have no idea.
The king is the best part of the whole
You've
thing.
never watched Hamilton?
No.
It's worth watching.
Eric thought he'd hate it, and then he watched it.
No, I mean, I thought it would be too goofy for me, but and there's some parts of it that are absolutely like the rewind thing is amazing. I think there's some stuff. the songs, all right, but a lot of the actors and actresses are good. There's some parts that are real funny, and I don't know if you'll go with me because you're Mr. When you pro something, you're all in. But I thought the end was a little bit of a kind of ends on
it's
a very
letdown at the end.
Kind of let down.
Well, because it switches from his story to his wife's story.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
and who cares? We have to pretend that wasn't improvised so we can prove that we're not misogynist.
Yeah. we planned this out 4 hours ago.
It was planned.
What did she do for him?
Huh?
What did Hamilton's
She
wife
was
do?
always loyal by his side.
Oh no, she was very loyal to him,
Despite him not being.
and they were trying to set him up to say that he was paying off a mistress. He did have the mistress, right?
He did.
But he had a scandal where the Jeffersonians were trying to say that he was paying his mistress off with money from the treasury, right?
That's right.
And supposedly that wasn't true. And in order to make
he wasn't paying it with money
he was paying her off. He wasn't
but
paying
not with money from the
But in
government.
order for it all to happen, she had to find out, right? In order for him to be exonerated, as I recall. And this is pretty terrible that all of my knowledge about Alexander Hamilton comes from this musical.
It's like most of the people in the country.
I would say so. That had such an effect. They haven't changed any of the dollar bill money yet, have they?
No, they have not.
They keep talking about it, but
the Tubman 20. I heard about
right, but they were
8 years ago, 9 years ago at this point.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Tubman, Harriet Tubman, but it was going to be at first. It was going to be the $10 bill, which I believe that's the one Alexander Hamilton's on, right? Make sure I'm right about
It
that.
is.
All right, so then Hamilton comes along and he becomes like the most popular founder for the longest time, and then the next thing I know, it's like, I'm going to do it on the 20.
Well, they hate Jackson.
Jackson's problematic.
Well, because of the Trail of Tears.
Well, a lot of the other.
Which, by the way, my understanding is that he actually wasn't the president when that went on, but he did set it up. I think who was after him? Was it Harrison? Benjamin Harrison?
Let's see.
It was. I think it took place actually under the next president, but you can still hold Jackson. It was like his thing, I believe. Who followed?
Martin Van Buren.
Martin Van Buren. I believe that and make sure I'm right because I've been wrong because of this Greg Russ and I'm sticking with that. I don't want that to happen twice.
Good job.
What
All right.
year? What year
the
was
person who complains about other people not reading and not paying attention and zero comprehension?
Huh? Did you say something?
Just as bad as they are.
He's mumbling.
Just as bad as they are.
Are you saying I'm as
May
bad?
as well be a millennial.
Are you saying I'm as bad as the rest? What year, George Clark, was the Trail of Tears? Woman at Star. I don't know how long. I think that Van Buren was already in office, but you can still blame Jackson because it was basically his thing, his policy.
1831.
Who was the president? You can just look up. Who's the president in 1831? We don't have to put
I
the
think
two together.
Jared said Martin Van Buren, right?
No, Van Buren
Was
is
after. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm right about the Trail of Tears being
1837 to 1841 as Van Buren was when Van Buren was president.
Okay, who was before
Andrew
him?
Jackson.
What?
Was
I
president
read
during 1831.
Wow. I read a stupid article then that basically said most of the stuff happened, that Jackson during his time was the one who pushed all this stuff, but most of it came to fruition after he was president.
Was the article from 2021?
I think it was sent by Greg to the
written by a
the
Jackson
thread.
apologist.
That's what it is. We get these Jacks. We got one in the White House right now.
I love him. I put the bust back in the Oval Office.
But you're a little less on Jackson this time, a little more on McKinley.
Love McKinley.
Oh yeah, the great Mount McKinley.
Naming it McKinley.
You sounded really tired today when you're talking.
That's all right. You got to go to break.
What's that?
I said you got to go to
I
break.
know we're talking too long. We're not going to have much time on the other side. All right.
I could get a nap during the commercial.
Have a Diet Coke.
Guys, my wiener.
Alex Williams says there's a crash on the downtown connector.
Hero just pulled up to this, so has Atlanta Police or Georgia State Patrol. It's 7585 southbound at North Avenue, exit 249, or just before the exit, right where 10th Street ramps in there. They are holding a couple of right lanes to try to push this crash all to the right. It's keeping 75 south slow from Northside Drive, 85 south jams in at 400. Northbound, you're still seeing the brake lights from Highway 166, Langford Parkway up in Midtown. 285 east and southbound, trying to improve the later we get into the evening, but still seeing brake lights out of Doorville as you make your way down past the Stone Mountain Freeway into Clarkston. Been watching some trouble on the west side perimeter, Kobe Dawkins.
And it's 285 northbound, the Interloop at I-20 exit 10. It's debris knocking out one center lane, causing delays almost to Langford Parkway. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Topical.
I feel for you if you've been working from home.
Local.
They're suing the landlord. The lawsuit filed in Cobb County Superior
Getting
Court.
you through your
It's
morning.
good stuff for this show. It's good stuff for the radio station.
Mark Arrow.
That's about all I ask.
Mark Arrow.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
If your energy bills are higher than they should be, if allergies seem to be worse, chances are you have leaky air ducts. MediClean Air Pros will seal your leaky ducts with AeroSeal, saving you on your energy bills. Visit MediCleanAirPros.com. MediCleanAirPros.com.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Greg Russ.
Yes.
Couple of things. We haven't gotten to any stories yet from Studio
We have
B1.
not.
But
Tick,
also,
tick, tick. Watching the clock tick by.
Also, and this, you've only just joined us in the last 20 minutes or so, but
physically, in spirit, I've been here all show.
Of course, always. You're always here. You're always with me, Greg.
I was listening.
I'm gonna start writing sonnets to Greg.
Please
Dear fair middle-aged man.
We need to decolonize you, Eric.
Yeah. We haven't mentioned that it's St. Patty's Day yet. Once
I
on
know,
this show. What the hell's going on?
Well, because
Who in the studio is wearing green? Jared.
Jared and Tim is wearing a
Tim?
Tim's wearing a Patty's
Always Sunny shirt.
Always Sunny shirt. And
got my Leinster jersey on.
as you may know, Greg, from knowing you for so long, I'm not colorblind, but the one area that gets tricky for me is dark, whether black or just dark green. Like I can see dark green as black, and I can see black as green sometimes. And I was told that I'm wearing a shirt that has green in it, and I have no idea of that. So
it's like a grayish green.
I don't see it at all.
Go with it.
I'll
So you
go
don't
with
get
it.
Pinched,
I don't
which
wanna-
I'm sure is a thing that people can't do anymore.
Oh, I've been running around the
begin
office. I've been running around the office all day long. Every gal I see, St. Patty's Day. It's got nothing to do with me being a creep. I just love this holiday.
What is the punishment now if you don't wear green? Because pinching, is out. That doesn't exist. If you're in elementary school, middle school.
Yeah, I don't know. Has it been replaced? That's worth finding out. George Clark, look that up.
A little tweaking.
We're going to have tomorrow's show. This is going to be, I've decided that I'm going to find a reason in every segment to say, George Clark, look that up. Look that up. I'm going to work him up. I'm going to work him crazy tomorrow. He's going to look up everything. So you can favor us while George Clark is looking that up. You can favor us with a story from Studio B1.
Warren Buffett is hoping that this year is the year he gives away $1 million in his March Madness bracket giveaway.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He's hoping this is the year that somebody can actually get it right. And they made it easier, of course. There's a couple things with Warren Buffett. He has hopes And so it's a couple more than that. He's hoping that somebody wins the big $1 million grand prize for the March Madness brackets. He's also hoping this isn't the year he dies. You know, he's
94.
Yeah, he's 94. You get to 94, and I don't know how you think about anything else. I really don't know
I'm
how
thinking
you...
about it being going all the way back to 7.
Yeah, I know. Maybe you'll just be tired of it by 94.
94.
Oh my! Just come take me.
It has to be tired. At some point, you have to move past it because you probably start thinking about it at 80 something.
Yeah.
Like, all right, now, and then you get to 94, and that's already a decade and a half.
I can tell you, it's kind of strange. Like at 60, I think about it less and worry about it less than I did when I was 27.
You think so?
No, I do. I make a lot of jokes about it now, but I mean, I used to have like panic attacks and stuff. I don't have anything like that anymore. I'm just like, yeah, it's going to happen. You know, also, I want to do it right. I don't want to be like cowering at the end. I'll be like, okay, now it's time. Let's go.
You want to die with honor.
Yeah, well, not even with honor. I just don't want to. I don't be like, oh, universe, I'm so scared of you. Like I want to be like, okay, all right, you brought me in, you're taking me out.
Take me.
There's that. There's that. Why won't my heart stop? I'm doing everything I can to make my heart stop.
So you'll face the vast nothingness of forever.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. It's like before you were born. If it is nothing, we don't know. We're here. We don't know. Maybe there is something else. I mean, there's this. This is weird. It's like if you think about it, if you want to get existential about stuff, yeah, it's really weird that we're here, right? It's really weird that all this is going on. But if you think about it, the only thing that's as weird as that is that nothing would have ever happened ever. That's just as strange. It's the two sides of the same coin. And if it is nothing after we're gone, and this is a positive message, and I'm not getting, people have different beliefs. I respect all of that because I don't want people to not like me. But if it does turn out to be nothing, that means it was just like it was before you were born. It's not like you were hanging around going, come on, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. You just didn't know. Yeah, you were like, that World War II is going on. How come I'm missing out on that? So you had no idea. So I doubt that there's some kind of downside. Oh, man, I wish I'd be born again. Just enjoy yourselves. Be good to other people. Sounds like I'm closing the show. Actually, we're going to come back after those words of inspiration. Alex Williams says the ride is improving on 85 into Gwinnett.
That it is, Eric. Not out of the woods yet, but we are seeing improvement. 85 northbound. The toughest part of that is now just from Chamblee Tucker Road up past Pleasantdale Road, then just tapping the brakes as you make your way up into Duluth and Swanee. 400 northbound. Also a very brief slow zone between Abernathy and Northridge in the Sandy Springs area. 75 northbound, still calling it sluggish from Delk Road in Marietta, making your way up to Highway 92 in Acworth. That's exit number 277. How are we looking through downtown, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, a little bit of better news. 7585 southbound at North Avenue, exit 249. Earlier crash has cleared off to the right, but northbound delays continue. 7585 north from Langford Parkway to 10th Street. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
If you've been thinking about selling your home this year, now is the time. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. When you receive a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. One of our clients, BR, said, Mark Spain Real Estate sold my home within 30 days. I definitely recommend them to my friends and family. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. and find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Right now, select varieties are buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, a new effort to crack down on illegal immigrants in Georgia. The proposal from Governor Kemp would have state law enforcement work more closely with federal immigration officials.
The request is for agents with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, to train the 1,100 officers under the Georgia Department of Public Safety. The training would fall under a program that allows ICE to delegate to local agencies to perform certain immigration enforcement duties. Captain Crystal Zion says,
to better assist in identifying and apprehending illegal aliens who pose a risk to public safety in the state.
Governor Kemp calls the effort common sense, but critics worry this would increase the risk of profiling and discrimination. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
61 degrees in Atlanta. Will we see a warm-up this week? And what about rain chances? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. New money for the state to educate kids on the dangers of substance abuse.
So many of the things we do in the opioid field is after the fact, whether it's rehabilitation, whether it's treatment, recovery. This is an opportunity to hopefully prevent that from occurring to begin with.
Kevin Tanner, Commissioner of the Department of Behavioral Health and Development Disabilities, says a more than $416,000 grant from the Opioid Abatement Trust is going toward the CHAMPS program. The Office of Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis is ordered to pay up in a judgment related to the Trump election meddling case.
The ruling comes from Fulton County Superior Court Judge Rachel Krause, who finds DA Fonnie Willis violated Georgia's Open Records Act by failing to turn over information to defense attorney Ashley Merchant, including a confidentiality agreement for employees. Willis's office now has 30 days to pay Merchant's office just over $54,000 in attorney's fees, along with the information requested. Merchant says she's thrilled with the judgment, which says Willis's office failed to operate in good faith. Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Now, WSB scam alert. Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger warns of a cemetery memorialization scam. Gabe Sterling in the Secretary of State's office says a grieving widow fell victim to it, to an imposter posing as a representative of the Veterans Affairs Cemetery where her late husband was going to be buried.
A scam artist contacted her saying, hey, if you don't pay us this money, we've got to either cancel the service or move it, and you have to do it.
Her initial attempt to pay on Zelle was rejected due to a fraud detection. She then paid $1,200 through PayPal. Multiple law enforcement authorities are now investigating. Illegal drugs and guns are taken off the streets of Stockbridge thanks to a joint operation by Stockbridge Police and U.S. Postal Inspectors. After a search on Mechanic Street, they find 6 guns, including one converted into a fully automatic machine gun, dozens of fake debit cards linked to financial crimes, drug paraphernalia, and over $3,400 in cash acquired through fraud. This was part of a multi-state operation leading to multiple arrests. If you've received a traffic ticket in the city of Atlanta, you may be able to have your case resolved from municipal court.
It may have been a minor offense that requires a court appearance, but the court's DeAndre Moore says sometimes we just forget.
A month or two will go by where you're saying, I need to pay this ticket, and you've missed the court date.
For a month, there's forgiveness.
This is an an amnesty program that has given individuals an opportunity to pretty much get a second chance.
The program runs through April 21st. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Beware, snake season is here. This is when snakes become more active as they emerge from hibernation and look for food, mates, and suitable habitats.
We had a record number of snake bites last year, so we're going to see what happens this year.
Dr. Gaylord Lopez with the Georgia Poison Center says the reason we have so many snake bites here is our overall good weather and people are outside a lot. The copperhead is by far the most common venomous snake in Georgia. It is now 6:34 and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And triple team traffic begins now with Alex Williams.
And checking the ride around I-285 right now, Bill. Cleaning up pretty nicely around Metro Atlanta. Still seeing the delays, though. 285 east and southbound. The interloop starting in Dorville from Buford Highway as you stay slow down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. 285 westbound, a few brake lights out of Sandy Springs into Cobb, approaching I-75. Speaking of Cobb County, just found a new crash in East Cobb. It is on Roswell Road eastbound at Indian Hills Parkway. The right lane is blocked there, slowing the ride back before Robinson Road. How are we looking on the south side of town, Kobe Dawkins?
We'll still seeing heavy volume leaving Locust Roads, 75 northbound starting at Highway 23, getting to Jonesboro Road. Southbound rides seeing light volume from 675 to Highway 2081. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies and chilly this evening. Sunset around 7:45. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s at that time, cooling down to the mid-30s to low 40s tomorrow morning. Some areas of frost possible on the windshield as we get our Tuesday morning started. Tuesday afternoon, sunshine, high 72. Warmer still on Wednesday, partly cloudy. Morning low 47, afternoon high 74. Thursday, a cold front will bring rain showers for the morning hours, then drying out in the afternoon but cooling down significantly. The daytime high is 55 on Thursday, dropping down to near freezing on Friday morning. Friday afternoon, sunny skies, high 66. Saturday, another round of rain, daytime high 68.
Right now, 60 in Midtown Atlanta, 56 in Dunwoody, also 60 in Noonan at this hour. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hi, I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks. They've built their reputation on quality craftsmanship and honest pricing, and I've seen firsthand how they put customers first. That's why I proudly certify them for windows, doors, siding, and decks. And with ABC's 3-way warranty, which includes my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
Spring is the perfect time to update your home, and America's Best Choice makes it easy with these spring specials. Highest quality, energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. Take 10% off a new deck and create the outdoor oasis of your dreams. Enhance your home's curb appeal with limited-time spring pricing on siding and doors. No pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com today to schedule your free consultation. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust. Prices you can afford.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Mega firms send a paralegal. Steelhorse sends a lawyer. SteelhorseLaw.com.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
I have to apologize again.
What have you done?
No, I see that we have a lot of good open mics, and we're not going to do them today because we got Greg on. And Greg is always the most turgid member of.
Turgid.
And we don't want to upset him. So I will say that we got to do it tomorrow, though. We got to do an open mic.
Hey, you can bring me. Look, on Mondays. Not every Monday, but some Mondays I can join at 5. You don't have to bury me in the 6 o'clock hour, and then I can join. Then
you feel
mics.
buried. You feel buried in the 6 o'clock hour. Do you feel buried?
Appearance at 6 o'clock.
Well, Jared, what's that all about? Well, I thought
You're
we
at
were
5 o'clock this Wednesday, good sir.
I thought that you were. I thought we were working around your schedule. Have you secretly been let go, and you're not telling anybody because you're ashamed? Is that it? You're actually available all day long?
No.
No. Okay.
No, not yet. That'll come soon.
He won't admit to Christina, so he gets up every day and goes to the office. That kind of.
I mean,
thing.
she would know. We worked at the same place. That would. Be,
yeah.
if I could pull that one off, the relationship's in a bad spot.
How come that's allowed? Because you're kind of a boss.
I'm not her boss.
Oh, were you ever her boss, or once they found out you guys were in Louvre, they said, you should be in different
departments.
At one point, I was a manager of Christina. Yes. But that wasn't the reason that I'm no longer a manager, though the policy does state that I could not be her manager either directly or indirectly, meaning I couldn't be a manager of her manager.
Those policies are I understand why they're around, but what happens if you just genuinely fall in love? What if the vice president of the company just genuinely falls in love and a salesperson or something? You have to quit just because you. What if you get married? I mean, isn't there always
you can't get married till after she quits or they quit.
That seems kind of dumb to me. Now,
what they say is if there were a situation that weren't allowed, so if I were the manager, she were my manager, possibly. It's a modern world.
Sure, girls can do it too.
Women.
Ladies.
They say that somebody needs to be relocated to a different department, and if they can't do that, which I assume would be the case, somebody needs to leave the company. So it's pretty harsh.
Well, as somebody who met his wife at work, of course, I was not in management, so it didn't matter. We were both just people working. Neither of us had a managerial role, but it can happen because you're working side by side by people, and just because you're the manager doesn't mean you're never going to fall in love. Now, most managers are already married, have children, and just choose to have an affair. And then you're keeping it secret. So that's really, I think what we're saying is that's the right way to do it, right?
Yeah,
that's okay. That's what they want. If you have an affair with somebody you manage, not a big deal.
Yeah, but don't be truthful. Whatever you do, don't be truthful around here.
Don't have a loving, stable relationship with the person.
And give her that promotion that you promised her if she slept with you. That's important, too.
Well, I think, first of all...
what were her goals, Greg? Since you were her manager, what were her goals?
Did you ever sit down with goals? Well, my goal is... I think you're pretty good looking. I wouldn't mind having a date with you. Does that work out?
I wish it went that way.
Mm-hmm.
I was her manager, but she was freelance at that time, so it wasn't even really a problem.
Now, do you?
So you didn't have the reviews though that you're talking about, where we would sit down. It's like, what is your 1-year plan? What's your 3-year plan?
Did you guys ever get tired of the fact that, first of all, you work out of the home? Do you both work out of the home at the same place?
I work downstairs usually in the bedroom, but I've been going to the office. We're supposed to go back 2.5 days a week. Half the time we're supposed to be in the office.
And
people said, "Oh, do you know how dangerous?" I already told you this. The subway's so dangerous.
Yeah.
And taking that into account, you're putting us at risk. And I wanted to ask that person, "Do you take the subway other places? You do choose to live in New York. If you feel this way about this city, why don't you leave?"
Yeah, and it sounds like Trump. Hey, get out.
Well, guy did get set on fire over the weekend in the subway, and
That's true. So yeah, you're right. Also, like when you took this job, you knew you had to take the subway to work, right? I mean, this was something you. Have the subways gotten that much worse since the pandemic? I don't know.
No, they haven't. But this person, they were probably hired. I think they were hired their first full-time job during the pandemic, so they've never been in an office. They've never dealt with it.
Okay. And there's a little bit of problem with that. I think it's for people who just came into the workforce at that time, that's the normal thing. But I do not think it's good for people individually. I just don't think it's good. I don't
think it's good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. To not have to immediately get dressed and you can just roll out of bed and slouch around. But it catches up to you. It doesn't feel good to be home constantly.
And also, I think I brought this up before. My son only has to go in like once a week or whatever. And his point is he's perfectly fine because that's the way his life has been. And, and I say, yeah, but the socializing with coworkers and stuff when you're young, I say, well, you have friends, you do other things, you're in clubs together or whatever, or participating in other things together. But the way that I perceive that is you're already self-selecting to be around people who have same interests or things like that. When you go to work, you're forced to deal with people that you have nothing to do with the fact that maybe you recommended a friend or something, but you're just going to have to go in and work with people from different backgrounds, different religions, all that kind of stuff. And you're forced to do that to get money. And because you're forced to do that, you start making friends that you never would have met in a million years.
Never would have met Leroy. Never would have met him.
I don't like him anyway.
But I mean, I think that's, it's almost like when you don't want cousins getting married because it's going to lead to bad things. I think there's a version of that in your life if you just hang around people who share your interests or your politics believe me, being in radio, I've gone to these, and I've been on both sides of it. And you go deal with these like advocates and activists and people who are like super into the one party or the other. Man, you go to these events and these people, this is all they think about. This is all I do. And then they see you and there's like, cause I'm on the radio, they're supposed to tell me whatever their latest grievance is against, and the intensity. And I know that this person for 10 years has been talking about this, and yet the intensity. I was like, man, I wouldn't want, that's what happens. You end up around people who share everything, the same thing you think, and you guys sit together and you talk about the same stuff all the time. And a real person walks in and goes, good Lord, what is happening here? They're all drinking from the same punch bowl. I know that. And you don't get variety.
They demonize you. It's easy at that point.
Yeah.
Even if you don't necessarily disagree with them, you can say something like, why are you talking about this all the time? You like babies being killed? No, that's not.
No, but I was just here. I was invited. I thought it was a cocktail party. I didn't know we were going to be talking about that. And they always have, on both sides, there was such intensity. And there's always like a little bit, and so-and-so thinks that blah, blah, yeah. I first heard that at a party in 1987. Still talking about it?
I told you, people in meetings, because they're still remote workers, people who live in states like Texas, and they come on and they apologize. If they're meeting other people at the company for the first time, they say they live in Texas, and they feel a need to apologize profusely about it.
That they're from Texas?
That they live in Texas, but they need you to know that they don't have those beliefs that you would think that they would have because they live in Texas.
But isn't that interesting? Because of their circle of friends, they can't imagine that anyone they're talking to in the company may have voted for Trump or is on the other side.
Or thought nothing about it. That's what
never occurred. Everybody hates it.
I live in Texas. I didn't think one thing of it. It didn't cross my mind.
Now that you've said something, it's like, what do you think about it?
Yeah. Like, why would I care? It's not that important. America, stop declaring yourself. I don't care. Alex, and you're not as fascinating as you think you are. Alex Williams says there are sunshine delays on I-20 in Lithia Springs.
Yeah, you're driving into that bright sunshine I-20 westbound. The brake lights find you right before Riverside Parkway exit 46. Starts to get a little bit better the closer you get to Lee Road, heading out toward Douglasville. Over into Cobb County, I-20 eastbound, just a little bit of volume left over from Wesley Chapel out to exit 71 Panola Road. And still trying to clean up this crash in Cobb County. It's on Roswell Road eastbound at Indian Hills Parkway. It's been in the right lane, causing a few brake lights just before Robinson Road. Cleaning up through downtown, Kobe Dawkins?
No, it's 75-85 northbound. Rides are still slow from Langford Parkway to 10th Street. And 85 southbound, you are slow getting past the Georgia 400 merge to I-20. And this report is sponsored by your Atlanta Braves. Your Atlanta Braves are back. Don't miss the opening homestand at Truist Park, April 4th through the 10th. Visit Braves.com/promos to see all the fun and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves Baseball, we are Braves Country. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The U.S. is investing up to $1 billion to fight the spread of bird flu.
At the top and bottom of every hour.
Traffic congestion around Metro Atlanta continues to cost commuters.
And when it breaks.
The suspect is in critical condition after being struck multiple times.
Check back 3, 4, 5 times a day for the latest. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
There aren't many things more precious than your engagement ring. The start of your love story, a symbol of your commitment that you get to treasure every day. Have you ever thought about breathing new life into that ring? At D. Geller & Sons Spring Bridal event, we're bringing the most exclusive names in engagement and wedding ring design to you with their full assortments. Come to D. Geller & Son for the ultimate ring shopping experience this weekend, March 21st through 23rd in Kennesaw and Sandy Springs. RSVP online at dgeller.com.
See this garage door? I gotta be honest with you. It's ugly. I mean, successful, attractive homeowner like you? It's time to move on. This is not the garage door your parents thought you'd spend the rest of your life with. And that ain't true with everything in life, don't get me wrong. I mean, honey, if you're listening, you can't divorce me just because I'm no longer the handsome stud you married. But your garage door? The neighbors all think you can totally do better. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Let us show you how many sexy new alternatives there are. Just waiting for someone like you. You swipe right on a beautiful new design, we install everything in a lovely ceremony, and you and your new garage door live happily ever after. For better, not worse. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come make it right. Maybe I should pick up some flowers on the way home.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Storm season officially here, friends, and it wreaks havoc on your house and your roof. It's Mark Aram here. If you truly want peace of mind about your roof, and for many years to come, ask Dr. Roof about their lifetime warranty. Dr. Roof's warranty means they have your roof covered for the lifetime of your roof, and if anything comes up, Dr. Roof will take care of it. You never have to worry about a thing. They stand behind it since they've been in business for over 35 years. Now that is peace of mind. All the info online at drroof.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or ConsumerCellular.com today. Real people pay to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Well, we haven't talked much about St. Patrick's Day, but happy St. Patrick's Day. Are you going to go do your Mexican restaurant thing, or did you already do that before the show?
So on Saturday...
I noticed you're kind of hammered.
Yeah, I'm so hammered. No, on Saturday I went out and did the parade, and then Fido Irish Pub had a big block party.
How come the Atlanta parades are just the other parades mixed into this parade?
I kind of love that. The Atlanta parade just says, "Hey,
stormtroopers.
Hey, we're not Chicago, we're not Savannah, we're not Boston, but
hey,
if you wear
Dragon
green,
Con people, come up! Stormtroopers wearing green."
They also had Mexican horses, along with people parading their Irish Shepherd dogs and stuff. I mean,
Well,
it had
that
a
makes
little bit of
sense.
everything. It was cool.
I'm just saying is you shouldn't have stuff from other parade themes.
It was bizarre to see like the stormtroopers and stuff.
And
and
it's the gay
Ghostbusters,
the pride thing again. It's like wait, it's like is this just? Don't we have enough in Atlanta that we can actually have parades that like fill up? It reminds me of like
those stormtrooper suits are very expensive, and you want to wear it once a year. You're gonna wear it as many times as you can.
That's true, but it's just one. You say it's not Chicago, we're not Savannah, we're not New York. Okay, but it kind of reminds me of I come from Rochester, New York, which is a mid city of about 100,000 people, and our parades. They would have like the new snowplow. That's your taxpaying money. The idea of hey, anybody who was any of the other themed parades, just come be part of this parade.
Just put out some green.
It's
You're
just
good.
one step above.
I did feel bad.
Hey, here's our new snowplow.
Santa showed up. Green
Santa.
outfit.
I did feel bad for the Fulton County chairman. He was riding around in like an open convertible, and like nobody was applauding him or noticing him. He's waving at everybody.
Politicians.
I felt bad for him.
He throwing
I
candy?
don't think anyone knows what he looks like. Would they know who that was?
Well,
it's just a man and a waving in a.
Here's the guy. I
a
write,
big
write my
sign.
property tax. I like this. Is it still Ferdinand? Or no, that's the name of the building.
I can't remember
The
now.
Arthur E. I see that name all the time. Is that the tax building? I think Arthur E. Ferdinand or something like that.
It was not him, but
No.
I can assure you that the float in front of him had like a banner saying who the next float was, and then it was it's your Fulton County chairman coming.
Okay, yeah, here come the climate dancers. Hey, wow, we're having so much fun learning about how terrible
The river
mankind.
The river dance, climate dance.
Yeah, they're clogging their way down the street.
Yeah, there were some high schools that were twerking and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how that's Irish.
That's not
but-
Irish.
I'm like, I
First
don't know
of
how that's
all-
Irish, but okay. Like,
First of all, why is any high school group twerking?
well, it's part
If
of the
you have to-
culture.
if you have to
Stripper
go,
pole on wheels.
if you have to go that far to be relevant to the kids, just cut it out of the curriculum. The kids aren't interested. We got to get them. They got to get all sexed up.
Hey, needless to say, I went to
OnlyFans is recruiting right next to the army.
They had a float. They had a float.
The OnlyFans. That would be worth seeing.
Hey, needless to say, Atlanta. It says, hey, if you rock some green, you're welcome in our parade. I thought it was
everything's
kind of
positive
cool.
with you.
I got some green.
Yeah, the only.
There was a lot of that going on.
I'm sure.
And the Fido
When,
Irish.
when the OnlyFans float comes by, only those who have paid can watch.
Right.
Everyone else
You
has to
can't
turn
look
around.
and shield your eyes.
All right, Greg, thanks for. We didn't get to one story. I don't care. We enjoyed
No, we
ourselves.
did the one. We talked about Warren Buffett and his $1 million giveaway for March Madness.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, I do remember that. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a
I
good
really
time.
enjoyed doing that story, didn't
Nice
you?
memory.
Yeah,
I'll
it
never
is. It's a
forget
little
it.
something we can share when we get together next time. All right, that music's telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. You know us. We do what we're told. Shelley Winter is up next with a great show. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on the journey. Don't